যদি সবাই ফিরে যায়, ওরে ওরে ও ভাগা সবাই ফিরে যায়, যদি গহন পথে যাওয়ার কালে কেউ ফিরে না যায়, তবে পথের কাটা তুই রক্ত মাখা চরণ তলে একলা দলরে, তুই রক্ত মাখা চরণ তলে একলা দলরে, যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে। যদি আলো না ধরে, ওরে ওরে ও ভাগা আলো না ধরে, যদি ঝড় বাদলে আধার রাতে দুয়ার দেয় ঘরে, তবে বজ্রানলে আপন বুকের পাঁজর জ্বালিয়ে নিয়ে একলা চলো রে, আপন বুকের পাঁজর জ্বালিয়ে নিয়ে একলা চলো রে, যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে। একলা চলো, একলা চলো, একলা চলো, একলা চলো রে।
Hi guys, thank you for joining the live stream. I hope the audio is coming fine. Thanks a lot for gathering around my live stream, even though I'm doing it after about 2 weeks because of something that happened. You may or may not know about it, and obviously I can't talk about it. So instead we are going to discuss West Bengal elections, trying to follow the advice of my well-wishers as accurately as possible and not discuss the things they don't want me to discuss. Audio is low, no? I know why audio is low. Wait, that stupid thing again. Okay. Now the audio will be fine. Yes. I was actually recording some vocals for an upcoming Ram Navami track, which ideally should have released on Ram Navami or before. But since I got preoccupied with that, I'm not going to give galis. Let's see. Also as a practice. Let's see. Yeah. So because of that stuff, so now the Ram Navami track is going to be audible firstly in the documentary, in the upcoming documentary. What's left? Few vocal layers of some of Krishanu's layers are remaining in the Ram Navami track. My layers are done, and the entire narration voiceover for the documentary is left. Everything else is complete. Audio is like my model, lol. Now, three main issues that the non-Bengalis and the non-West Bengal residents must find out, must know about in the context of West Bengal elections 2026. Three very interesting phenomenons. One of them is kind of generic, but two are very, very interesting and I think historic. First one that is not very unexpected nor very historic. It's kind of historic, which is a bunch of judicial officers, people who were sent by the Supreme Court to help with the counting of those names under adjudication for the SIR. They were attacked, as you all know, probably. Rishabh, yeah, I will answer that after we discuss West Bengal. Okay. Now, so if that stuff is very surprising for people outside West Bengal, it would kind of make sense. But it was for every West Bengal resident, it was expected. Those judicial officers themselves had complained just few days before they got actually chased, etc., that they are feeling unsafe and they require more safety, etc. But a bunch of officers and different kinds of government employees have been shuffled around. Some have been suspended. There's talks of the recently replaced Kolkata police commissioner, who's a great author allegedly and has written many allegedly phenomenal crime thriller books, etc. He's allegedly being transferred to Tamil Nadu. Okay. Now, the stuff that happened in Malda, those judicial officers getting kind of house arrested for, or let's say, gheraud by the mob for about 8 hours. Some sources say about 10 hours. That stuff was not surprising. It was bound to happen at one point. Then them getting chased down the streets, and that driver, my God, that insane F1 driver who was driving at above 100 kilometers per hour with no care for his own safety. He knew that he was driving fast because, well, he would also probably get beaten to death and stuff, but he was also saving other people's lives, including a female judicial officer who kept shouting in English. I'm sure you all have heard that. You all have had the unfortunate bad luck of having heard that crazy statement that I'm asking the High Court to take care of my children if something happens to me. The pilot car driver is no longer here. He's been harmed, etc. Take care of my children. Now, a judicial officer having to say things that are seemingly her last words for a job that the Supreme Court of India asked her to do inside India, and not in Kashmir, even inside India, but not in a place like Kashmir. No matter how crazy that sounds to all of you non-West Bengalis, it's not completely unfathomable to us. We know this was going to happen someday or the other, to someone or the other. And at best, what was the most shocking reaction that you all got, Bengalis, when you first heard this? Were you like, oh my God, I can't believe this happened? Or were you like, oh yeah, even this is happening in our state now? That was probably the highest amount of surprise or shock you felt, right? So that's it. That's one part of the story you all need to know. The second part is that Amit Shah is going to stay in West Bengal for the next 15 days consecutively, which is also pretty historic, unheard of. Okay, the Home Minister of the country, the Home Minister of the biggest democracy in the history of mankind, is going to camp for 15 days in a state where judicial officers sent by the Supreme Court have to record messages saying, take care of my children if something happens to me. So the speculations we must cover are, what are the significances, what are the implications of Amit Shah staying here? What does it mean? Now, first of all, and the other point is that it's officially the end of the Bhadraloke era with the candidate list that BJP has come out with. It's over. Bhadraloke BBK thing, that criteria, that status is gone today. Every bit of power has been soaked out of them. There was some remnant BBK structures left because of its distorted, corrupt collaborations with the West Bengal government. I'm not making a value judgment here. This is why I give off bad or evil vibes to everyone, and this is why I get into fights with people when I am simply debating without any intentions, without even any anger, which is I don't give apology after every sentence, and I don't give qualifiers, and I don't seek validations, and I don't give value judgments all the time. So with this end of BBK, I am not celebrating. I am saying it's a bad thing. And why? We will come to that later, because that's the third point. First, let's get to the second issue, which is Amit Shah staying here for 15 days. Firstly, what will Amit Shah be doing for 15 days? He will be handling the Home Ministry affairs as well. And I think he will be planning about how to maybe not micromanage, but know each and every booth inside each and every constituency and ward inside out. How to customize the outreach, how to customize the ground strength, how to cater to, how to specifically cater to every constituency, every booth, etc. That stuff is going to be coordinated by Amit Shah. But the two more important aspects to this story is that this is not good news for Bengal BJP, nor do I think it shows poorly on Bengal BJP, because why would you need the Home Minister and such a senior person in your party to camp here in order for you to win, in order to help you win. Few processions and speeches here and there we understand, yes. National parties do need their significant national leaders to campaign in regions, in regional elections, etc., to help those parties win, because the celebrities of those parties are required to help any party win. Okay, now the celebrities of a national party will be national figures, Delhi based, etc., and the celebrities of a regional party will be from that state. So it makes perfect sense that if Congress today was in power, they would bring Indira Gandhi to campaign, or therefore Modi, Amit Shah must campaign because they are the celebrities of that party. But why would you need him for 15 days? Which means there might be trust issues that we can gauge from the outside, or maybe other than trust issues, what might it be? Simply an extra pair of hands, extra pair of eyes, being present, not being distracted in Delhi with other Home Ministry affairs. Maybe he thinks for 15 days Home Ministry affairs can be managed alongside focusing completely on one state's elections. And then the other more important question is, why West Bengal? Why the desperation? Obviously, it has been Amit Shah almost thought that he'll win in 2021, and he almost did. And he almost thought he almost did. Then it came down to 77, etc. And this time it's more of a desperation, because 2029, I don't think things are looking good for BJP at all. Every day I see more and more anti-incumbency, especially among the youth, a lot of whom were toddlers or born after 2014, etc. I mean, yeah, 12-year-olds are not important, but the age bracket of 15 to 2022, a lot of them are becoming right-wingers and radicals and stuff, but a lot of their radicalism is mainly attention hoarding and not actually operating or being a radical. It's just saying some cool edgy things on Twitter with a fake account and having an AI generated DP. I believe that if you are a radical and people find out you're a radical, then you are not a radical, you are just an attention whore. Because why would you be a radical and let everyone know you are a radical? Then you are going to face more hindrances. Don't you know that? If you're a radical and not a complete fucking idiot, you are supposed to know that it's going to make your job tougher. Then why are you, let's say, using a megaphone to announce your radicalness? It means you want the brownie points of coming across as a radical. You are not actually a radical, or you don't actually want to pursue radical goals, solutions, and policies, etc. So anyway, leaving those kiddie young right-wingers aside, the other side is also gaining huge supporters from that voter base who are turning 18 every day since 2014, up until 2026. And unless they are very invested into politics and stuff, or let's say if they are that heavily invested into politics, if they are truly neutral and stuff, they are recently getting into politics, yes, they'll know the bad stuff that Congress has done as well. But that's after getting through a bunch of algorithm wars. You have to be that inquisitive and stuff, and you possibly have to be single. Without that, you can't delve into politics all that much as a beginner and stuff. I truly believe that only incels can change their views. Now, for those people who have not seen Congress's actions, who don't know much about it, because I'm not even from a Congress family, and even up until like 3-4 years back when Anand Ranganathan started bringing out all the skeletons out of their cupboards, even I didn't know all the insanity that Congress has done. All we broadly know from anti-Congress families is that emergency happened. Emergency was a bad thing. So in the end, you think, well, they were running the country for such a long time, 47 to 2013 with 4 years gap, etc. But so they just made one mistake, the emergency, and they had a tough job to begin with. handling a country like India. Everybody in the world, every expert predicted that the country will break up. So then they kept it together and did just one emergency. And then in the last 3-4 years, we find out the gigantic list of monstrous actions of Congress. Those kids are not going to find out all that stuff. They are either going to find out all the amazing stuff BJP is doing, and through them they'll know that Congress was all bad, etc. But they won't find out what were the details of those insanities, or they'll simply know the awesomeness of Congress. And this is one interestingly beautiful aspect of parliamentary democracy, that anti-incumbency is kind of built into the structure. In 15 years, there's bound to be legitimate grievances against the government, whoever is in power, no matter how good of a job they have done, simply because those newer people are coming in and who have no clue how bad it was before. So those people are going to create huge anti-incumbency. I had talked about a female friend of mine, and most people didn't even believe me that she's one of those people who sleep around a lot. She's not conservative by any stretch of the definition of that word, okay? Now, yeah, she's a devout Shiv Bhakt, but about 2 years back, I saw her posting reels of Yogi Adityanath and stuff, and she was saying that how only he can save Bengal. And now I'm seeing only Rahul Gandhi and who's that, Raghav Chadha guy's reels, etc. And she's sharing memes, making fun of BJP, etc. So the next generation is not being approached at all by BJP. Only Sanjeev Sanyal, J. Sai Deepak made a huge dent. But if you come from the circles where anything remotely pro-Hindu, pro-India is right-wing propaganda, fascism, etc., then it's going to be tough to join that side. If your reels are not just comprised of politics, then you will be coming across political stuff, only that kind of political stuff which is heavily promoted on the internet, and there are countless content creators, influencers who directly can cater to that young generation, and mainly the urban youth, etc. I don't think the BJP cares about that generation. They think Sanjeev Sanyal and J. Sai Deepak will manage everything. Beyond that generation, there's nobody, and they're not caring about it, which will bite them in the ass. And either in 2029, but 2034, it's probably a done deal that they'll go out of power. Although if Amit Shah becomes PM in 2029, I think he can pull off 10 years at max, not more than that. So in the end, there might be a good chance of the worst fucking case scenario, which is the next West Bengal chief minister who is from BJP says that center is not giving us money because we might have BJP in West Bengal but not in the center. That's the scenario we might end up with. But that's 5-10 years down the line. Yes, and young voters are generally going to be against the government, and they are going to get voting rights. Now, Amit Shah, 15 days here. It's going to be tough for BJP supporters as well, because Amit Shah staying here for 15 days is a double fucking edged sword, guys. On the one hand, you can go around your neighborhood feeling more proud and courageous because, first of all, right now the administration is kind of under the ECI, and with Amit Shah lurking around your city, or he'll probably come to your neighborhood to campaign day after tomorrow or 4 days later, etc. In that scenario, you are feeling much safer, you are very upbeat, and people who are involved in politics are just like athletes. They cannot fathom the idea that they are going to lose. They cannot simply grasp, they can't conceptualize the situation. So before elections, there's no point asking anyone remotely related to politics about politics or predictions and stuff. They'll just say, yeah, we are winning. It's a completely fruitless exercise. So in that situation, that BJP guy who'll probably feel a lot safer and happier from tomorrow onwards for the next 15 days. If BJP loses after Amit Shah staying here for 15 days, he is screwed twice. Firstly, at the hands of the next government as well, who are the ones running the state today. And secondly, there's going to be hell to pay in front of central BJP as well. Okay. First of all, we had to send our home minister to manage your stuff. On the other hand, you lost. Even with the home minister. What do you have to say for yourself, bro? Or kid? Kid, tell me. What the fuck were you up to? That's the conversation that's going to happen after Amit Shah. If after, even after Amit Shah staying for 15 days, BJP loses, okay? A quick super chat here. Why don't we have more right-wing parties in general when there is a clear sign people like right-wing? BJP will be forced to up their game. Rohit Kumar, it's a huge long answer. I'll try to shorten it up as much as possible. See, what is right-wing, what is left-wing? There's huge misconception about that. So first of all, I would have to know what you mean as right-wing. There are layers of information and misinformation, okay? Like on the top soil, it's only misinformation and ignorance. Then the further you go down in depth, there are more informed opinions and more informed opinions, etc. So on the top level, on the most superficial topsoil level, people just think CPIM is leftist, Trinamool, we don't know what the fuck it is, BJP is right wing, and Congress is kind of centrist. But policy-wise, each and every Indian political party, except Libertarian Party of India, which exists on Twitter, all these parties are far left. Only shades of far left. Culturally, BJP, policy-wise, is right of center. That's it. Now, therefore, if you and I agree on these particular definitions of left and right, then if you ask, why don't we have more right-wing parties? Now, the predicament with that is that the world simply is not, at least, let's stick to India just so that we can be precise and accurate. There are many countries that fall under this definition as well. We have grown up with something called slave morality, which can also be called Christian morality, which is today the foundation of all morals and ethics in society, which has been ingrained into us, which has been pushed into our veins because of the education system, discourse, academia, films, everywhere. And that slave morality is the basis for communism, all sorts of leftist politics, all sorts of sympathy-based bhashanbazi instead of real practical common sense solutions. Anytime you observe that a particular solution being proposed by a politician from any party, if you see there is more sympathy in his logic than practicality, you know that guy's following slave morality. And you'll notice that is the overwhelming majority of Indians who think that way. Be it a politician, be it a voter of a political party, be it a hardcore supporter of a political party. सबके सब मिले हुए हैं जी. ये सब slave morality के दल्ले हैं. So, if the world is so pro-slavery, who's going to be a true right-wing? I'll have some coffee now. Okay. Next is, is there anything else to mention? What about Tollygunj? Yeah, Tollygunj. Tollygunj. Not a single Bhadraloke candidate in a state where Bhadralokes dominate. Okay, the dominating caste. Now, BJP is known to put up non-dominant caste chief ministers as surprise in every other state. Now, people thought that they still probably won't do that stuff in West Bengal because no one cares about whether Shuvendu is Brahmin or Shamik Bhattacharya is Brahmin or not, which they are. But interestingly, I don't know if it's a conscious decision or not. It might be 50% of it. But even in West Bengal, BJP has curiously prioritized the dismantling of existing hierarchies. And I can't completely support that because I don't see how a society can function without its cultural elite. Cultural capital is not the same as economic capital. And what is cultural capital in West Bengal has not changed just because CPM is out of power or Trinamool will lose or just because BJP will come to power. What BJP considers cultural capital will be considered cultural capital maybe in 15 years at the very least. If BJP stays on in power in West Bengal and in the center for the next 15 years, then yes. Then the Hindutva 1.0 stuff, urban dehatism, or simply Sanjeev Sanyal, Sai Deepak stuff, all that will be cultural capital. Knowing that stuff, knowing how awesome India was, all that stuff will be cultural capital in 15 years. It's not right now. Then who's going to be the moral compass for the society? And yeah, you can say any random religious book, etc., but that's not how society functions, right? People are not going to, at least not Hindus, are not going to wake up in the morning and read Manusmriti or Rig Ved and get their morals from there. It cannot happen. Then who's the guiding one? Now, people who are staunchly anti-Bhadraloke can argue that अब तक क्या उखाड़ रहा था? अभी तक तो भद्रलोक थे ही moral compass guide करने को, क्या उखाड़ लिया? I 100% agree with that criticism. The problem is just because amputation can't be the first recourse. Your hand is paining, you had an accident, instead of putting up a plaster or having some bone surgery, you think of amputation first. That's going to be a problem. Now, the ideal situation should have been that, okay, this was a huge chunk of Bhadraloks who have become completely corrupted. They have completely destroyed, therefore, not destroyed, distorted the cultural hierarchy, social hierarchy of West Bengal by, first of all, staying in power in corrupt methods by simply taking some cushy job under the West Bengal government, etc. Or, which has happened hand in hand with this, is other people who have zero cultural capital and have acquired ocean full of economic capital illicitly. Either they are the elites, they are the ones respected. Okay, he's a gunda of that party. Oh, look how easily that Yuva Neta bought a KTM Duke 200, and I'm studying all day, hoping to get a job that doesn't exist in West Bengal. Why the fuck would I do that? Let's join that guy, and let's join that guy in being a gunda. So, on one hand, the non-Bhadralok was creating a new kind of incentive structure, which was just a continuation of the insanity that has happened because of CPIM. And on the other hand, the Bhadraloks were showing that yes, our consumption patterns are still cool, but people who considered this the consumption pattern, meaning we, the people who are the heads of the Bhadralok Samaj, think of it as a caste. We have to use these sentences as if we are talking about a particular caste, okay? Only then these sentences will be properly coherent, okay? So the Bhadralok Samaj, हम Bhadralok Samaj से आते हैं. If Parambrata was saying that, I guess. Let's think of Parambrata as the archetype of this, okay? Proper Bhadralok, cushy job from West Bengal government, and it's sort of a barrier between the angst against Tollywood, the directors and technicians who are pissed off with Tollywood, and the guys running Tollywood in an evil fashion. Parambrata is the guy in between, working as a dam. So that's what that Bhadralok did, and that's what many such Bhadraloks have done, which is they have been able to keep up those consumption patterns as the cultural capital, while showing the world that everything other than their cultural capital does not matter, or is so evil, so opportunistic that they're going to be looked down upon, which has happened. What I would have hoped from BJP is that they realize this, and I was thinking that they have realized this, is that let's make a push for a new batch of Bhadraloks so that West Bengal kind of gets back into its groove. West Bengal is comfortable with those Bhadraloks leading the way. They are the elites of the society. वो Bhadralok समाज वाले को सामने लाते हैं. Oh, no. Instead, they decided candidates do not matter this time. It's a presidential election. This election is between Amit Shah and Mamta. It's not this MLA versus that MLA, that potential MLA versus this Trinamool MLA. This is simply between Amit Shah and Mamta Banerjee. This is simply between a governance, law and order development versus whether we will be able to eat fish and stuff, or that kind of a battle, okay? Since candidates don't matter, how about we go for a complete dehatification? Because the Bhadralokes are not on our side anyway, and even if we field Bhadralokes, what if they are from our seats? What if they are from our party only recently? But then they have their own brains, and then they ask for their own stuff, their own lifestyle, or they are not fully on the program with our Hindutva 1.0 urban dehati bullshit. So fuck that shit. So let's have uh, let's have non-Bhadralok, anti-Bhadralok people each and everywhere except Swapan Das Gupta. The reason I'm saying Swapan Das Gupta's name is the reason that is proof that I'm not saying that every Bhadralok is bad. Bhadralokism is inherently bad just because in the last 30 years Bhadraloks have mainly been commies. Swapan Das Gupta is the archetype that we needed in many constituencies, especially in South fucking Kolkata. South Kolkata, everybody alleges that there's no chance of BJP winning. Why wouldn't you then put Bhadralok candidates there? Because you want to win there, you are supposed to show off that, see, no, this is our way of showing to Bengalis that we are really on board with your vibe, you know. And see, even if we don't win, we gave such awesome candidates that a person in South Kolkata could proudly say to his potential BJP voting friends or even anti-BJP friends that, see, who's our candidate? Who's your candidate? BJP has completely robbed every South Kolkatan of that opportunity. Okay? And by South Kolkatan, I do not mean the hardcore. Oh my god, what the fuck is... My glasses are completely fucked. I'm not talking about the BJP supporters in South Kolkata. The ones who have come from Trinamool recently, ones who have come from CPM recently. I'm not talking about them. And I'm not talking about people who have been BJP voters forever in their families and stuff. I'm talking about the over-fucking-whelming majority of South Kolkatans who are only this time remotely considering voting for BJP because they realized the state in fact has gone to dogs, and yes, we keep hearing of all that akhlaq stuff. Maybe yes, there has been some fish market bawal in Delhi, but yeah, you know, they still have a good track record of development, so maybe I'll vote for BJP, and boom, oh my god, who the fuck is that candidate? That's the reaction of every South Kolkatan. Now, in the end, it might not matter even, because after all, like I said a few live streams ago, that every outcome in this election would make sense. I would not be surprised with any outcome, except BJP getting above 200 seats. No outcome here would surprise me, because every argument makes sense, every speculation here makes sense, because of how crazy and fucked the situation is, okay? I don't see how anybody can truthfully answer to a survey guy anywhere in West Bengal and say that, yes, I really dislike Trinamool, I really would like to see BJP come to power. I don't see how that's happening, except maybe in some BJP pockets. So I believe most people are lying to every survey, and all the credible, legit surveys that I have seen, only the credible and legit ones, have all said that BJP is not getting above 120. Okay? Every survey, every credible ones, has suggested BJP is going to stay under 120. But even then, why you might consider not taking these surveys seriously is because who the fuck is telling the truth in those surveys? So, in the end, we might find out that, okay, I was completely wrong about South Kolkata. People really did not give a shit about their candidates to that degree, even in South Kolkata. Maybe Swapan Das Gupta wins a huge majority. Although, if that happens, then that would show why Toliganj Jadavpur was lost by BJP. It probably can't happen at the same time. If it happens again, that would be the surprise that, oh my god, Swapan Das Gupta wins, Dwapan Sasgupta wins, everyone is winning of BJP, like it was in 2011 and stuff, okay? People just simply close their eyes and voted, Trinamool. If that's what BJP thinks is going to happen, it might, but it's completely a baseless speculation. There's nothing to support that speculation. It might happen. It's only vibes. But data only shows everything is going under 120. So, if at all it goes to 170, 180, it would make sense. but only under those circumstances that nobody cares about candidates. Everyone just wants to defeat Mamta. But I think that's just too much to ask for. I'll just check out two super chats. Wait a moment. Shagnik is saying, I feel there will be more right-wing parties, but it shall come after Modi Shaira once the other left parties fuck up the right. Yeah, makes sense. One reason I find why Hindus in West Bengal or Tamil Nadu don't vote for BJP, they think their native language and culture will be stolen by introducing Hindi. वो रोहित बंगाल में थोड़ा है, बट तमिलनाडु और बंगाल में एक बहुत बहुत बड़ा डिफरेंस है फॉर नॉट वोटिंग फॉर बीजेपी. तमिलनाडु का प्रॉब्लम क्या है? तमिलनाडु में जो मेन क्रिटिसिज्म बीजेपी कर सकता है तमिलनाडु के एग्जिस्टिंग गवर्नमेंट्स का इतने सालों से, that problem itself is simply an academic exercise for an overwhelming majority of Tamil people, which is conversion. And conversion is a victimless crime. Okay. The guy who's getting converted does not think he's a victim. The guy who is converting him does not think he's a victim. So two of the stakeholder parties in that conversation do not consider anybody a victim. Think of the problem here. So the only one who considers one party out of those two parties victim is a third party who's a non-stakeholder here, and who is only alleging that for the long term it's really bad if you're a Hindu and if you convert to Christianity. With such an abstract problem to solve, who's going to vote for a completely new and outsider party? Secondly, the other insane difference between Tamil Nadu and West Bengal, which I've heard these days is kind of a difference between West Bengal and every other Indian state, is development is not even a question, is not even a topic of discussion from any new party in Tamil Nadu, because everyone knows that, yeah, development is obviously going to happen. What else are you going to do other than development? Like our Tamil friend Anand has also repeatedly pointed out here. I recently went to Tamil Nadu. I went to Coimbatore. My God, the road from Isha Foundation to the airport. Okay. Our driver drove at 100, 110, never went down below 95. Because I was about to miss my flight. I had mistaken the arrival time. I had confused the arrival time and departure time. So in order to save my flight, our driver drove that way. Not one spot, not 1.5 millimeter hole on the road, right from Isha Foundation campus to the airport. That's the baseline development. That's the baseline development everybody expects from every political party, and those political parties are also hell-bent on doing that development. So the only discourse is, what else? Why else BJP? Everything else do we have? That's not remotely the case in West Bengal. Sigma Weeb, people around me are saying that some 50% are saying Trinamool is bad, therefore we must vote them out. But oh my God, what are these candidates? Why isn't Sanjeev Sanyal the candidate? Why isn't Ashok Lahiri the candidate, etc.? They are very pissed off about those things. The other half is saying, yeah, Trinamool is very bad, BJP is just as bad because Hathras. Roads in Kolkata are like an off-road challenge. Yeah. If BJP loses, then will BJP remain in Bengal? CPM will rise. Like Shomik Bhattacharya, etc., those, Sukanta Majumdar, they are obviously going to remain the big names, and they are going to remain in BJP. But we'll have to decide after the post-poll violence, to what degree does the post-poll violence happen? Because there is one other possibility. Even if BJP loses by a thin margin, then there are more things waiting for Trinamool even then, which is they are not going to have any money left to give for the next installments of their countless welfare programs. Maybe a few, maybe for a few months for some of the welfare programs, but definitely not for the next 5 years for all the welfare programs. That's going to come back to bite them in the ass as well. And if BJP does remain in 110, 120, okay, if BJP's 40 MLAs don't shift to Trinamool, then there's going to be huge pressure maintained on Trinamool's neck by Shubhendu for the next 5 years. And I would bet in another 5-6 months there will be another election and no confidence motions and stuff, because everyone will be trying to buy off each other's MLAs. There will be huge lawfare against each other, and mainly I think Shubhendu is going to stall everything in the assembly with so many MLAs, and if those numbers keep on rising with each passing day, and with each passing day one MLA joins BJP from Trinamool, then the government is going to come to a standstill, and in 3 or 4 months something else is going to happen. The only way BJP disappears after these elections and by losing is if their seats go below 60 and stuff, 60, 70, etc., which is also speculation. Some credible surveys have said 60 to 90 BJP. If that happens, then BJP is done. Raju has a great question. Why RG and jobs are not a topic in West Bengal? Brilliant question. I know our old viewers know what the answer is, but we have a lot of new viewers, and yesterday I think Rebecca uploaded an old clip of us discussing communism, and so a lot of new people have also joined. They are probably mostly Jewish people and Israelis. No, a lot of Indian right-wingers have also joined the channel since Rebecca put up that. So I'll answer this again. Raju S, the RG issue, the RG issue shook up mainly people of Kolkata and the suburbs, because for all the distant districts and villages, a person getting raped is not an unfathomable, unheard of situation. They have been facing these things. They live under the threat of these things. They have been living under the threat of these things for 15 years. So the non-Trinamool people in the rest of the states, etc., rest of the districts, were very affected, but they cannot honestly be that affected by something happening in distant Kolkata when they probably know someone who got raped like 5 villages away. Okay? So there are limitations to what RG can achieve or impact. Secondly, jobs. The people who can care about something called jobs is people who remotely have a possibility of ever fucking getting them. And the number of people who are not remotely anywhere close to having a job in their next 4 generations, that population is gigantic in West Bengal. People who cannot spell SSC are not going to care about an SSC scam. A huge chunk of West Bengal's voters, their dreams are that I have one Toto. Do you know what a Toto is? It's a small e-rickshaw thing where 6 people can sit face to face, or 4 people. It's called tuk-tuk, I think, in other parts of the country. So I have one tuk-tuk. Maybe someday my son will have 2 tuk-tuks. With that kind of a dream, okay? And how is he saving up for the tuk-tuk? With the Lokhir Bhandar stuff, Jubosathi stuff, all the welfare stuff. Poverty of aspirations, जो फ्रेज संजीव सन्याल ने बोला था 2 साल पहले, वही अब अशोक लाहिड़ी भी बोल रहे हैं. I don't know if you know Ashok Lahiri. Everyone thought he will be the next finance minister if BJP wins. That can still happen because Shubhendu is winning from 2 seats, I personally believe. I believe BJP can't go below 2 seats. BJP is getting at least 2 seats in West Bengal, Nandigram and Bhawanipur. I don't see how these 2 will be won by Trinamool. It will be a miracle if Trinamool wins Bhawanipur and even Nandigram. But in that situation where let's say people cannot at all care about SSC and they have those welfare schemes, how would they care about that? Okay, and yeah, that's it. জেমস লংয়ে তো দীঘার ঢেউয়ের এক্সপিরিয়েন্স দিচ্ছে নিয়ে শিলপাড়া. ও জল জমে গেছে নাকি? I've been hearing these from some ex-IPS, IS people that BJP will win this time, but West Bengal will see the worst post-poll violence in history. So, you mean BJP is going to do that post-poll violence? I don't think so, Bangarian. I think for a fixed window, maybe for about 2-3 days, BJP top leaders just simply lose grasp, control of so many people who are pissed off with other people. And there's going to be another kind of violence as well, okay? Which is a big problem for people like me as well. Which is what happened with Sajal Ghosh, the BJP candidate from North Kolkata. Some Barakpur, Shampookur, somewhere. I confuse those places, so I don't exactly know. So, he was a Trinamool worker guy, very loyal to Trinamool, etc. On the day Trinamool wins, he had been beaten up by CPIM workers, gundas, etc. until Trinamool came to power. On the day Trinamool comes to power, in his neighborhood, he gets beaten up by those same gundas who joined Trinamool 5 hours back, or like 1 hour back. So that stuff is also going to happen. Okay, people who were trying to beat people up at the pretext of politics, they are going to beat people up anyway by joining BJP. Barakpur থেকে BJP জিতবে. Who's the candidate? What is your final predictions for Bengal? My final prediction is 90 to 100 BJP. Then BJP goes on a spree of buying MLAs and possibly forms a government with that. And there might be ED threats, shenanigans, etc. as well. এইবার বিজেপি জিতলে কলকাতায় পুজো দেখতে আসবো, না হলে I return to city from Purulia. Don't depend on political party for jobs or businesses. Marwadis are thriving with this background. So what's stopping Bengalis? Whole West Bengal people have cynical. Omega Das. That's. I don't want to give gali. Although 2-3 gali to de diya. हाँ तो Omega Das जी. It's not Omega Das, right? It's Omega DS. Lol. Yeah. That's completely bullshit. It cannot happen. At best, you can say that yes, you should not wait for government jobs. Yeah, but Marwadis thriving has a different reason to it all. Okay, people who belong to a certain region follow the cultural ethos of that region. It's just basic human tendency. Why don't Hindu NRIs go to USA or any other Western country and impose their Hinduism views on a white person? Because that's not the culture he comes from. He comes from a culture of not imposing his views. So in a way, he is still practicing what he learned back home in India, even when he is an American. Okay. In the same way, what the political vision, the cultural ethos that Muslims concluded upon or built a consensus around sitting in Saudi Arabia, that's what they try to impose everywhere they go. It's their regional cultural ethics and way of life, etc., that they are trying to practice everywhere. In the same way, Gujaratis don't take their cues or marching orders from a Bengali ethos, no matter where the fuck they live. So even if they live under socialism in West Bengal, their cultural ethos, their powerhouse, their brain is still coming from Gujarat, where you are taught that what you are looking for is running your business, wealth, prosperity. Legality, illegality, rules are for mere mortals. We just have to be successful and rich. So if you are not a corrupt government, you are letting me do my business cleanly, I will do my business cleanly. If you are making me do corrupt stuff, I will do corrupt stuff. The Bengali is thinking, firstly, business is bad, etc. Adani is buying. तो उसका कल्चरल इथोस का फर्स्ट 5-6 बुलेट पॉइंट्स ही है भोसरी वाले. ओह, मैं गाली नहीं देने वाला था. वाह वाह. तो for those reasons, Gujarati success in West Bengal does not mean that West Bengal government is not actively stomping on businesses. তুমি এখন আশা রাখছো? I personally do not have faith in my people. আমি তো আশা রাখছি না. I do not have hope. I believe the people will give 100 seats at max to BJP. 110 if I'm very hopeful. I have a feeling the Kolkata and suburb results will shock everyone. Shagnik, there are reasons to believe that, of course. But there is a significant Muslim population in Kolkata. The rich Muslims whose numbers are not that high, they might be voting for BJP. The poorer Muslims are not going to vote for BJP at all. Suburbs also huge Muslim population. The fence-sitter Bhadralokes who are pissed off with Trinamool enough, who are warming up to BJP for just developments and jobs and stuff, they are kind of turned off by the candidate list. This candidate list is more demotivating and discouraging than anything that has happened in West Bengal in the last 5-10 months. Like after the first list, everyone was charged up. Second list, third list, fourth list, fifth list, everyone has simply felt like a balloon who got punctured. Okay, oh my God, what's this? So there might be some people who are happy with their candidates in their region, etc. Fair enough, and that's important. But without having at least five names in the entire list about whom the entire state can talk, okay? Can you believe this? This guy is a candidate, he's a BJP candidate. Without five names like that, you obviously, if you do not have at least five names like that, it means you officially do not give a fuck about your candidates. You do not give a fuck about winning with the help of, on the backs of your candidate strength, okay? That's the case only for a few constituencies. Other than that, they are not depending on candidates or the quality of candidates or the charisma of the candidates. So who are the significant names that you can discuss? Swapan Dasgupta, Shuvendu. Is Shamik Bhattacharya even contesting? I can't remember. Shuvendu, Shamik. Who else? Who else are significant names that will be talked about in the entire state? Yeah, Dilip Ghosh. See, Dilip Ghosh and Shuvendu are going to contest anyway. They are not even shocking names. Only positively, happily shocking name is Swapan Dasgupta. Nobody else. So, and notice how less of a fuck they give about candidates by simply observing that there are not a single ministry position level candidates except against Swapan Dasgupta. Swapan Dasgupta might be a good choice for education ministry, culture ministry, etc. Who are the candidates who are going to handle economics, finance, industries? Okay, home ministry, Shuvendu, I get it, fair enough. I think he in fact is the best guy for the job. Economics, finance, education, industries, ये सब में बड़े नाम कहाँ हैं? Okay, only big name is Swapan Dasgupta. K.A. Ghosh, Agnimitra Paul. How they are from the party. They have contested already 50 times in the last 5 years. How are they significant names? Rishabh is saying this is a confused strategy. They are not putting in strong candidate faces, but also not putting up a CM face. CM face though can't be done for the lobby reasons. Bungarian, the vibes I've been getting is that it would have been a problem if he contested from that constituency, because he's obviously very old and not a very politician-y guy. So in that constituency, he would not be very effective. But in the end, he might still become the finance minister if BJP wins, simply because Shuvendu has 2 seats. But who else? Shodav is saying post Shujapur violence, Muslims will shift to AIMIM, JUP, Congress in Malda, Murshidabad, Dinajpur. They lost their faith on TMC post SIR. Fair enough. There is absolutely 50% chance this happens. But again, I am not just going to go on vibes at all. I'm strictly anti-vibes for the next 2 months, up until September. And I think that no matter what happens, the overwhelming majority of Muslims outside Kolkata will, and they do know that BJP is a huge threat. Trinamool needs to be kept in power. I don't think they're falling for anything else. Krisha is saying, why did Lee Kuan Yew say he was inspired by Kolkata even though much of the city was underdeveloped at the time? Which aspects of its infrastructure? Krisha Maske, when Lee Kuan Yew said it in around 1961, much of the city was not underdeveloped, okay? What is considered Kolkata today, that a lot of sections of that Kolkata was underdeveloped back then. But back then, those parts were not considered Kolkata. That's the problem. In 61, Kolkata was at its fucking peak, okay? Kolkata was a crown jewel. And that's when he was inspired by Kolkata. Whether the business atmosphere, art and culture atmosphere, intellect, architecture, everything was top fucking notch, okay? Run by the Bhadralokes. And Singapore was a mosquito-infested hellhole. That's why he thought, let's make Singapore like Kolkata. Winnie the Pooh is saying Bengalis have overwhelming dominance in pure sciences and decently well-placed in engineering research. We need to convert that to successful tech startups. Marwari and Gujju formula not suitable. No, that cannot happen without political change in West Bengal. I'm sorry. People are that gullible. Native is saying, I have a feeling if BJP wins, Dr. Lahiri will be sent to central finance with special focus on East India. I don't see what's the point of that. Modi has plenty of faces to do that job. If he is in fact hiring Lahiri Babu for just that job. Okay, again, the non-Bengalis who don't know, Ashok Lahiri was the economic advisor to both Manmohan Singh as well as Atal Bihari Vajpayee. And he has worked with IMF as well as Asian Development Bank, etc. Taught economics. He has a stellar career. And he's Balurghat MLA for BJP from West Bengal in the last 5 years. So, for central positions, Modi can hire any awesome economist in the whole world. Why would you need a guy in center when you can use that guy to project your, let's say, your best intentions in West Bengal by making him the chief minister or the finance minister? सिर्फ काम के लिए ऐसे एक आदमी का जिसका ऐसा आइडेंटिटी है, जिसके आइडेंटिटी की वजह से ऐसे बीबी के आइडेंटिटी पॉलिटिक्स खेले जा सकते हैं, वो छोड़ के सेंटर में क्या भाई? We cannot see the shadow ministry in the BJP candidate list. Of course, that will be there. Do you like Shubhendu? We from Haldia hate him too much. Interesting. Why? Ishan is saying, point to be noted in this political environment. Do you expect Bhadraloke to get votes? যে দেখছি বুথ স্তরে মানুষ না হলে কোনো চান্স দেখছি না, টু বি অনেস্ট। টিএমসির Bhadraloke in disguise. Yeah. TMC did not lay the last nail in the coffin of Bhadraloke's. BJP did with this candidate list, because if BJP wins, it means that, and if Swapan Das Gupta wins, it means probably for the first time in West Bengal history, there's going to be only one Bhadraloke from the winning party in the entire assembly. And Trinamool has not fielded any Bhadraloke candidates as well. I don't remember if Bratto Boshu got the candidacy. CPIM, I don't think they are going to win. Jadavpur might be a good chance. Probably not. So yeah, if Jadavpur is won by CPM, so even they have won. But in general, the entire 294 seats in the West Bengal Assembly is going to be populated 99% by non-Bhadralokes. And so yes, Bhadralokes of Trinamool might be Bhadralokes in disguise, but they still kept up what is Bhadraloke. And what is Bhadraloke is important because, again, that was what I was going to get into. Cultural elites of a society are important. And if BJP wins and still plays even lip service or shows some genuine intentions to nurture, foster a new batch of Bhadralokes who have some overlaps in views with BJP but are also Bhadraloke in all the other ways. If we see that, even then we'll have to ask the question, then are we looking for a complete separation between Kshatriya and Brahmins? Because that separation cannot work in the current context of parliamentary democracy. We have seen BJP repeatedly fail at things and crib about system unka hai because they try to maintain this separation of Kshatriya and Brahmin. एक तो ब्राह्मण किसी को मानते नहीं हैं, ब्राह्मण मानते हैं सिर्फ अपने इमेजिनरी बुक्स लिखने वाले को, जिनके बुक्स कोई आज भी पब्लिश नहीं करता है. आज जब संजीव सान्याल देसाई दीपक का बुक पब्लिश हो रहा है, आज भी ऐसे पब्लिशर्स कुछ लोगों के बुक सिर्फ इसलिए नहीं पब्लिश करते क्योंकि उसमें ऐसा ही इमेजिनरी स्टफ है. उनको ब्राह्मण्स मानते हैं, उनका थोड़ा भोजन भी करते हैं. जो लोग एक्चुअल में ब्राह्मण्स बैठे हैं समाज में, उनको उनका ब्राह्मण भोजन नहीं होता है. जो लोग हैं क्षत्रिय, आई मीन द MPs MLAs, उनके तो ज़्यादातर उनके लोगों के दिमाग में कुछ है नहीं. तो that politician who ends up being sort of a moral compass for the society, that shit cannot be executed by BJP at all, in which CPM and Congress have always very, very competently succeeded. And Trinamool also decided that yes, they are not important. Their agreement, Trinamool's agreement with BJP is up till here, that yeah, we don't give a shit about Brahmins. But अगर काम आते हैं Brahmins, तो काम में भी आते हैं, तो काम पे लगाएंगे. बीजेपी काम पे भी नहीं लगाएगा और मानेगा भी नहीं कि कोई है ब्राह्मण. तो in a modern world, in an industrialized world, you will need people with that warrior poet archetype and vibe. Okay, a person who is a leader and is also well read. Either Bengal is past that, and therefore any random guy becoming the MLA who cannot finish reading a complete book if his life depended on it. If that is the situation Bengal is ready for, if that is what, let's say, Bengal deserves or Bengal simply wants, then things are fucked way more than we are speculating. Because then it means a complete revamp of all moral frameworks and values for West Bengal. That's going to be a huge uphill task for everybody. The Bhadraloke adjacents are not going to take it lying down. The Bhadralokes and Bhadraloke adjacents will have BJP supporters who are also not going to take this lying down, or maybe will simply go with the program because they are also Podamroto light in the BJP sense कि अच्छा गवर्नमेंट से कोई पोजीशन मिल गया, चलो अब बोल देते हैं कि वो सनातन एसी टेम्परेचर बढ़िया है. The other half of Bhadraloke and Bhadraloke adjacents in the BJP ecosystem are not going to take this line down. They are going to have a continuous war and battle, and at the very least disappointment festering in their hearts for BJP for the next 5, 10, 15 years, for however long BJP stays in power. Then there's going to be the huge other section, the anti-BJP section, who are not going to take this line down just because it's being done by BJP, just because it's not a very Bengali thing to do. So then comes the task of creating new models and let's say new models, new ideas, new consumption patterns to aspire for. And that is not going to happen at the hands of the current crop of BJP MLAs. Who is the Brahmin equivalent? Who is the academic intellectual in West Bengal, in BJP circles, who is going to go around justifying that stuff? Justifying that, yes, that random MLA is your moral compass now. Who's going to do that? There's nobody to do that. The people who are ready to do that do not have any standing in society themselves. They do not have any cultural capital themselves. What is considered cultural capital in West Bengal? So, 2031 में बीजेपी वेस्ट बंगाल अगर पावर में रहे, फिर से ये ही बोलने वाली है कि सिस्टम उनका है. क्योंकि द वन जीनियस थिंग दैट नरेंद्र मोदी डिड, which I really appreciate Narendra Modi for, but right-wingers hate him for, is what's not going to be done by BJP. And if it is even going to be done, even then they have big troubles. Which is, when Narendra Modi came to power, he did only development, did not meddle with the syllabus and books and stuff, because he knew society is not ready for it. Some things you must do just because it's good for the country, even if society is not ready for it. You sneak it in, you do nuts and bolt reforms, etc. And some you genuinely should not do because the society is not ready for it, because there will be too much social upheaval and cleavages will increase, and there simply will be too much intellectual civil war. And intellectual civil war is only a few kilometers away from an actual civil war. So Modi instead waited for the society to catch up, and Sanjeev Sanyal's books came out, and then Vikram Sampath happened, and even Desai Deepak, and then all our intellectuals came up, and now a huge chunk of the general populace, youngsters, are saying to Modi, why aren't you changing the syllabus? Who the fuck was saying it in 2014, okay? Only people who came from BJP families. Nobody other than that was saying. And those families are a minuscule minority. Okay. Traditionally, BJP families are not remotely the majority in the country. And therefore, it was a genius move of Narendra Modi to wait for people like Sanjeev Sanyal to change the discourse first. And if he hadn't in fact done that, if he had made Sanjeev Sanyal's book mandatory reading in 2014, people like us would spend the next 5 years, 10 years simply contradicting it or countering it, saying that no, it's wrong stuff you are teaching. And how do I know that? Because BJP forced it upon me. I did not buy a Sanjeev Sanyal book on my own and find out that India was awesome 2000 years back. A random prime minister comes to power whom I hate and immediately says that I don't know anything about India's history. How the fuck does that work? Okay, so what's the equivalent of that situation in Bengal then? BJP either comes to power and makes everyone choke on their new sets of models, which is going to be a shit show, or they're not going to do it, which means the people with the previous models remain the guys recognized as the model people, but they are completely they are continuously being fought by the people in power. What a great situation Bengal is going to be in. Modi did the great job of showing a false promise to a hopeless half. Prominent BJP West Bengal candidate Ajit Kumar Jha, Dr. Shankar Gautre, Dipanjan Chakraborty, ex-NSG. Geek Bishwajit, you are not fully wrong with this list. But the problem is agriculture scientist and entrepreneur is not a thing that's very uncommon. Okay, the problem with these two people are that. Okay, yeah, I'm probably going to do a podcast with Kollan Chakraborty. So yeah, I have nothing against these people, but they are just not Bhadraloks, and a random degree does not make you a Bhadralok. First of all, that's the problem. It's not an uncommon profession, nor is it a Bhadralok profession. Nor do they have the stature of a Bhadralok. The problem with Dipanjan Chakraborty is he has old tweets from 3-4 years back, millions of them, harshly criticizing BJP and Narendra Modi. During Corona, his tweets are circulating. He says नरेंद्र मोदी को जूता से मारना चाहिए. अब वो उस नरेंद्र मोदी के पार्टी का कैंडिडेट है. So what credibility does he have as a Bhadralok? Who else? Shankar Guchait, PhD in maths. Yeah, not a Bhadralok. Model eta sheta pore hobe age stable hok to aren't we fucked এখন from all sides? When have you ever, you meaning as a human, when has humanity ever seen stability without a moral compass? What do you think of Madhamgram, 118 seat number? I don't know, who's the candidate? Without him, we would not have, we finally so many paths open to the right wing. Without intellectuals, how will there be Bengali Hindutva? Oh, Alapan Poria. Good question. See, you ask your parents, in this case, the metaphorical parents being BJP, for Bengali intellectuals who will speak about Bengali Hindutva. And they will tell you, we have Bengali intellectuals at home who will talk about Bengali Hindutva. And they are going to say things in such a way that nobody is going to be interested in Bengali Hindutva. At least not the kids that matter. Aren't Rupa Ganguly and Leander Paes Bhadraloks, or their consumption patterns don't match? Rupa Ganguly used to be a Bhadralok. She kind of lost that vibe by her hardcore ground level political actions which were required for her political career but which made her ritually polluted, and therefore she did not remain a Bhadralok. Leander Paes could have been Bhadralok if he also did not have such low credibility. Dude was a Trinamool candidate in Goa, 4 years back? Okay, then you become a glorified version of Parambrata Chatterjee. Okay, yes, we know you are Bhadralok and stuff, but yeah, कुछ ही जॉब के लिए ये सब कर रहा है. तो भाई 4 साल पहले तृणमूल के कैंडिडेट थे, अब क्या उखाड़ लोगे बीजेपी ज्वाइन करके? Mr. Gatekeeper is saying, যেটা তুমি বলছো is true, but currently it feels things are not even functional. You are absolutely right here. Problem is even BJP believes that. BJP agrees with you 100% that first let's just bring stability. Remember, Mr. Gatekeeper, nothing in the world has infinite value. There's probably not more than 1 or 2 things that you can save or try to achieve at the cost of everything else. So if you think, BJP coming to power this time at the cost of everything else is going to get you that fabled stability. I think it is possible, but the job is just tougher and way longer. Okay, because what you mean by stability here is simply law and order and investments, right? First of all, that might be possible by the end of 5 years, and investments definitely will pour in, I think, if BJP wins. But what else? Investments and law and order is happening in Bihar as well, is happening in every state. Does the fundamental good aspect of that society completely change or not? And does that lead to bad things or not? That's where simply law and order and development cannot answer all the questions. It can, because economic stability will lead to every other nice thing in the end, but that in the end is not going to come before 5-10 years. But if you had simply maintained, let's say, tried to get in, let's say, simply accommodate. If you had simply accommodated the Bhadraloke community while also doing your law and order development that you want to do anyway, then nobody would have a problem with it. The fight would have been much lesser, and the fight would be over much more quickly, and it would definitely be very good for West Bengal, because I just don't think there are people left to create new sets of models. We are just going to get copy-pasted bullshit from some other place. And the kind of economic prosperity that leads to such great education and critical thinking skills in a society that can create, again, stalwarts for the next generation who can create their own models and stuff, that cannot happen before 15-20 years. So for 15-20 years, we are going to be some variation of Bihar and UP at best, because our law and order economics is like UP and Bihar already, and our morals, ideology, framework of thinking all is also going to be copy pasted from UP and Bihar, because the people who could have done something otherwise have been ignored. Morals are set by the party office bearers, yes. And what kind of models are going to be set by these party office bearers? Nitai Paul, again, exactly what he's saying. Bhadraloke থাকলে বিজেপি পাওয়ারে আসলে পিআর নিয়ে চাপ নিতে হতো না. They would not have had to worry about PR if they had Bhadraloke. So again, it's going to be a huge war. Okay, Bhadralokes are not going to get any say. BJP will ignore the criticism of every Bhadraloke, saying that, oh, you people supported Trinamool, oh, look what Trinamool did. अभी तो 2015 में बैठ के तहसीन पूनावाला का भाई बच्चों के साथ डिबेट करने के लिए बैठ के बोल रहा है कि कांग्रेस ने भी किया, कांग्रेस ने भी किया, कांग्रेस ने भी किया. तो डू यू थिंक एनी बीजेपी स्पोक्सपर्सन इज गोइंग टू गिव अ शिट अबाउट एनी आर्ग्यूमेंट और टॉकिंग पॉइंट proposed by an educated Bhadraloke guy who maybe even has good intentions for BJP or the state remotely for the next 5-10 years? वो 5-10 साल बाद जब देखेंगे कि पीआर के लौड़े लग चुके हैं, फिर जाके बोलेंगे कि हाँ, थोड़े बुक्स लिखिए, थोड़े आ जाइए, थोड़े हमारे कॉन्फ्रेंसेस में बातें करने आइए. पहले 5 साल सिर्फ ये होगा कि तुम लोगों ने टीएमसी को वोट दिया, और नहीं तो देखो टीएमसी ने भी किया था. With that kind of PR, you're going to be fighting everyone all the time forever. And when a government is going to be at war with practically everybody, you are going to first of all fight all the gundas who are going to be in your fold, but they are still gundas. So how do you control them? By getting into some confrontation with them as well. And you are going to be fighting every intellectual in the state as well. So then you'll have to come down cracking heavily on most criticisms, or simply demean them and laugh them out, saying, it's better than Trinamool. Oh, Trinamool did it. Oh, you supported Trinamool, etc. So nothing good can come out of this confrontation. Bangadian, I seriously hope that Sanjeev Sanyal was going to stand from Krishnanagar. I watched a debate on CNN today, man, the intellect is pathetic. Mr. Gatekeeper is saying one silver lining jera tomake dite pari je. Guys, please speak in English or Hindi, because it's an English stream and most of our viewers are from outside West Bengal who are listening. I'm having to translate it once more. A lot of Bengalis staying in other states like Bangalore would come back, as some of us really want Kolkata. If that happens, that's significant, but I don't think most people are coming back, because most people staying outside are not even BJP supporters. Some percentage is going to come back, not all the BJP supporters. And thirdly, when are they going to book their tickets? They have to book their tickets in advance, no, for coming back, their flight tickets. How can they be sure if the election is going to happen on 23rd or 29th April? Because every credible analyst is saying it can't happen within those days. So they are confused. How are they even going to book their tickets? If they do book their tickets on 29th April and they come here to vote, they might see that the vote is not happening. Then what will they do? Come back in August, September again to vote? That's also not happening. Social media-based intellectuals perhaps might take place. Annamalai will be shown the door. He literally compared crime stats of Kolkata to whole of UP. Crime stats of entire West Bengal with whole of UP. If BJP is losing this election, then it is next Kashmir and West Bengal. See, that is going to happen regardless of who the fuck wins in 2026, Kumar Reddy. That cannot be prevented. Either that will happen in the next 10 years or in the next 50 years. That war is lost. Our population cannot fight that war. Yeah, maybe at the cost of becoming another version of that Hindu-Pakistan thing. But the population, intellect, etc., all that is fucked. Skandabhat is saying, come back as in completely relocate their base, not for vote, I think. Oh, relocate. That's going to happen after the elections, right? He meant that they'll come to vote for BJP. Ritom, yeah, interesting question. What's your take on Arjikar victim's mother standing for election? First of all, they are Bhalo Kakus and Bhalo Kakimas. Have you seen their interviews? My God, what naivety. Full empathy for them, of course. But the kind of knowledge they have about politics makes them that Bhalo Kaku breed. But if I was in their place and if I was not a Bhalo Kaku, which I'm not anymore, thankfully, I would not have joined BJP if I was in their place. But I'm not in their place, they are in their place, and they are Bhalo Kakus. So obviously they believe that if she becomes a BJP MLA, out of the blue, her daughter is going to get justice, which makes no sense, which is a hilarious connection. It's like, again, 2 + 2 is equal to dinosaur. It's not even 5 or 6. So yeah, that's it. Does give a significant message, of course, because it goes on furthering the discourse. Tumpa Koyal, Rekha Patro, Arjikar victim's mother, she's campaigning, look what happened to her, her daughter, etc. Those discourses keep on churning. It keeps on cooking in the minds of the voters. That might have some positive benefits for BJP, but not for her hopes and dreams. अन्नामलाई का आईएमडीएम के अलायंस के साथ रहने में कोई इंटरेस्ट नहीं है, इसलिए उसको टिकट नहीं मिला. ही शुड बी एट सेंटर इन सम रोल. अरे सबको सेंटर में सम रोल, सेंटर में सम रोल, सेंटर में सम रोल. क्या सेंटर पे कौन सा खैरात बट रहा है भाई सम रोल का? एग रोल मिलेगा. If the population was completely lost, is there no 1%? I don't see how. At best, if BJP did everything right, 15 years of glory would mean a bunch of secular, well-educated, pro-nationalist Muslims. But their kids, their grandkids can very easily be bought out in another 50 years, and then in that situation there will be no one to save West Bengal, because that discourse of Hindutva, that you're supposed to protect yourself as Hindus, etc., anytime a riot might happen and you might lose your home, etc., that discourse is going to disappear in 2029 if BJP wins in the first place. So now only BJP is getting a CM in Bihar after so long. Yeah, so puppet or not puppet does not matter, especially in West Bengal's case. I would not have cared if Sanjeev Sanyal was the CM and he was a puppet. I care about facades. The biggest truth about mankind are their irrefutable errors. So I care about facades of in a parliamentary democracy, because those facades are your myths for the holy book called Constitution. Without those myths and rituals, you cannot expect the society to function on those premises, okay? And Mamta Banerjee, the East Georgia University PhD, keeps on fidgeting with every statesmanship or constitutional morality that she can fidget with. So in such a dire scenario, who's the CM does not matter. But it matters that BJP gives the message that, we keep talking about Bengal of 1920s, 30s, 40s. Har baat pe Shyam Prasad Mukherjee, Rishi Aurobindo Bunkim. Therefore, you see, how about you Bengalis get a chief minister who gives you vibes of that era? Okay? Even if he's my puppet from Delhi, but at least he's the face. Ye sab bhi nahi kiya. Constitution is nothing more than toilet paper roll. Okay. Kumar Reddy, you gave a super chat, right? You become a new member. Thank you, Kumar Reddy. Raju S, another super chat. He's saying, so BJP grand plan, wait for opposition states to go bankrupt. BJP's grand plan is that they'll have to win 2029 on the backs of Assam, Bihar, Bengal, Odisha. Excuse me. No matter how less the numbers of seats. I don't think BJP is winning, though feels like the center is kind of out of touch of statements like Bengal ka rasta Bihar se jata hai. I'm sorry, now it's going to seem like I'm countering you for the sake of countering you, but I have a disagreement with you here as well. I do not have a problem with Bengal central BJP doing most of the heavy lifting and being very involved, etc., and bypassing Bengal BJP to a large extent in many things. If they are doing that, I do not have a problem with that, because Bengal BJP has shown in 2021 that a lot of people are going to steal campaign funds, turn off their phones when their ground level workers die and stuff, give bombastic estimates to central BJP. All of that horseshit has been done by Bengal BJP. So it perfectly makes sense that if that those same people or their ilk are not trusted by the central BJP. So there I do not have a problem. My problem is, you want to win Bengal, therefore in order to achieve that you are not trusting Bengal BJP to the fullest extent, because you simply believe that they will be a hindrance to you winning West Bengal. But the other hindrance you are creating for yourself is completely kicking out the Bhadralokes from the discourse. Another super chat. Kali Khetro is saying, if BJP wins, I hope that you do fan meetups as security improves. I live abroad, but I may come back home. Yeah, this was something I was going to mention anyway. If BJP wins, the CSK Vanguard project is going to be alive and kicking, and that will have to take up a lot of the mantle, because first of all, that Bhadralok, the people in the CSK Vanguard are not Bhadraloks themselves, but our views overlap. And what I mean here when I say Bhadraloks is simply some aspects of an urban voice. Prevention of complete dehatification of West Bengal politics. Okay, it has been 99% dehatified. Okay, the 1% still exists because the facade of Bhadraloks that Trinamool keeps propping up. The 1% is going to go away this time if all these candidates of BJP win. And Swapan Das Gupta alone being an MLA is not going to mean anything. So, in that situation, I will try my best to keep the urban voice alive in this ecosystem, because I do not, first of all, have any obsession or fairy tale rose-colored glasses view of the village life or villages. I do not believe the real India lives in villages. I do not believe India or people who ran the country, the greats of our past, wanted anything other than urbanization, which is why they built urban spaces. Okay, if they fucking believed real India lives in villages, why the fuck would they build Mohenjo-daro and the Great Bath? Okay, why the fuck would they build Patliputra? Okay, जाओ गाँव में रहते, गाँव में ही real India चल रहा है, हम भी गाँव में ही रहेंगे. A push towards urbanization has been the driving force of past ancient India's, Sanatan Bharat's progress. And therefore even today, keeping the urban voice, urban interests in the front is the only way to improve the state or the country. Okay? And that means more and more urbanization of different villages. A village cannot be developed and be called a village. A lot of Indian right-wingers have this insane, grammatically impossible view of villages. That's yes. We must conserve villages. How? Okay. We will do everything all the development that we do in the cities for the villages. But it will still remain a village. Wow. Again, 2 plus 2 is equal to a dinosaur. So, in order to make sure that urban interests and voices, urban nationalism remain, which BJP was not able to completely stomp out in the other cities. But यहाँ के अर्बन वालों का इतना खराब नाम बना रखा है कि BJP will have a perfectly good excuse to completely ignore urban voices. Okay? But we cannot let them. That's where CSK Vanguard will be effective. Why do you think BJP didn't care about the vibes? Are they that stupid? Didn't they learn anything from losing in Bengal consecutively? No. What they learned from losing consecutively twice is that you cannot depend on any conventional metric. They'll have to do other stuff to win. Yeah, Swadesh Wala Bakchudi, yes. Why doesn't North Bengal, Coach Bihar ask separates? They do every now and then. Nobody gives a rat's ass. Completely agree, urban voices are important to counter urban. Oh my god. Urban Naxal, Kali Khetro, thank. हर कुछ मैं fucking बोल रहा हूँ और मैंने शुरू में डिसाइड किया था गाली नहीं दूंगा लौड़े. Okay, anyway, Kali Khetro, thank you. I forgot about that completely. Just 2 days back, Shuman Chattopadhyay said, even though he's a staunch anti-communist himself, that CPM today has the best breed of youth leadership. Okay, why is CPM doing it today? Because they have nothing to lose. They know all we can hope for is a comeback 15 years from today. By then, Dipshita, Srijan, they must be experienced stalwarts of politics who are very, very adept at ground level politics, etc. They are playing the 15-year game. Okay, and who's going to counter them? You show me one MLA candidate in the entire BJP list, other than Swapan Das Gupta, who can have a debate longer than 15 minutes with Srijan Bhattacharya or Dipshita Dhar. Show me one MLA candidate. I'll tell you how their debates will go. First of all, they'll say, yes, you have a colonized mind. TMC also did this. Congress also did this. Then they'll say, you are not taught this in school. And in the end, it's going to be some gali. वो चाचा के बिस्तर पे जाके सो जाओ एटसेट्रा, गो टू पाकिस्तान, ऐसा कुछ बोल के भाग जाएंगे. एंड दीपशिता सृजन आर द कैंडिडेट्स फॉर CPIM. ओके, और तुम्हारे कोई भी कैंडिडेट के पास दम ही नहीं है वो बातें करने का. ग्राउंड लेवल संगठन. अच्छा, पहली बात यह है कि व्हेन अ पॉलिटिकल पार्टी प्रायोरिटाइजेज ग्राउंड लेवल संगठन over intellectuals, it's still understandable because ground level sangathan means a lot in parliamentary democracy. Hilariously, in West Bengal, most of these people do not even have ground level sangathan, because that has been their argument from the very beginning, because that we cannot do ground level sangathan क्योंकि घर से निकलो तो मार देगा भोसरी का तृणमूल. तो ground level sangathan है नहीं, and it's very understandable. They have Amit Shah's deepest sympathies. I think they have my deepest sympathies as well. That yes, obviously you can't have ground level sangathan. मैं दुर्गा पूजा का चंदा रिफ्यूज करके थंब डिसलोकेट करके बैठा हूं, तो कौन भूसी का संगठन करेगा? बट संगठन भी नहीं है, दीपशिता के साथ 10 मिनट डिबेट नहीं कर पाओगे, फिर MLA बन के क्या उखाड़ लोगे? हाँ, अमित शाह का आशीर्वाद होगा, डेवलपमेंट करोगे, इधर उधर अपना होर्डिंग टंगवाओगे, रास्ते पे थोड़ा पॉटहोल्स कम करोगे, उससे कितना दिन क्या कुछ कर लोगे? Kumar Reddy Singh, how many Bangladeshis and Rohingyas can be thrown? All the names that are getting deleted are of those people only. Huge numbers are getting deleted. Krisha is saying, what is your opinion on the Kerala issue where ECI document had BJP seal? I genuinely think that's a clerical mistake, because everyone is so competent in everyone is obviously, most people are going to be very incompetent in a $2,500 GDP per capita country. So aisa ek galti is very, very understandable. And like, people are so pissed off with the SIR process on election commission and BJP, etc. Even if I was a staunchly anti-BJP person right now, even if I was a CPM supporter right now, I would have the brains to admit that those employees who are doing that stuff, many of them are absolute retards. I had to change my voter ID card and the location, etc. And so about 3-4 times, either my name, either my address, either my name, either my gali ka address was coming in wrong. That's the reason when I was initially against CA NRC as well, that some people are going to be simply mistakenly designated as Bangladeshis, because those government employees are not going to be competent with this kind of a job. So obviously some retard put up a BJP logo on that. That's very understandable. I don't see any sinister intention behind that. Shagnik is saying that if BJP wins, focus will be on encounter, bulldozer. Shagnik, I don't think so. But okay, let's see your point fully. Some jobs and industry, etc. Then they will realize that PR has gone wrong and will start accommodating these Bhadraloks quickly. I'll tell you why I have a concern, and I think something worse than this will happen. Okay, here are the scenarios I'm picturing. First of all, encounter bulldozer. आई वॉश के लिए एक दो होंगे, उससे ज़्यादा नहीं होंगे, क्योंकि फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल उससे ज़्यादा होने चाहिए भी नहीं, कितने ऐसा नहीं है सबको जाके मार देना चाहिए, आफ्टर ऑल वी आर अ सिविलाइज सोसाइटी. बट मोर इम्पॉर्टेंटली एक दो के बाद बहुत सारे लोग वैसे भी लाइन पे लग जाएंगे. और मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंटली ये ग्राउंड लेवल संगठन जो अभी नहीं है वो होगा किन के हाथों से? उन सब भोसरी वालों के हाथों से ही. तो अगर सब भोसरी वालों को इनकाउंटर कर दिया, बीजेपी का संगठन कौन चलाएगा? Secondly, some jobs and industry, yes. See, BJP's goal should have been to do Buddhadev Bhattacharya plus cow. Now, there's too less of Buddhadev Bhattacharya-ness and probably only a lot of cow. Then they will realize that PR has gone wrong and will start accommodating. Yeah, this is where I think a more dire situation is looking at in the face, which is that they will realize that PR is going wrong, and then they will not accommodate the Bhadraloks probably and will come down heavily on the protesters. That might not happen because simply BJP has more scrutiny, but again it might happen because Shubhendu will have a lot of say, and Shubhendu won't give a shit about PR and stuff. He will see, oh, that guy is affecting our PR. Let's deal with him. As the new census comes, hopefully that urban shift will be apparent. Yeah, maybe. Dada, how much of the CSK Vanguard name inspired from Lenin's Vanguard? Oh shit, what the fuck? He has a Vanguard party? Bye, no. I just thought Vanguard is a very cool name. Gaudia is saying bulldozer action is the biggest eyewash tactics by BJP. What do you think about Modi's age? He is getting pretty old. Should he be PM post 2029? No, he shouldn't. Bengaluru is getting metro suburban like big ticket projects, but GBA won't get funds for roads and sewage. Vanguard is leftist. What the fuck, Ash Ketchup? अरे भोसरी वालों, अब मुझे नाम चेंज करवाना पड़ेगा. Vanguard doesn't mean leftist. One correction: village after developing will remain village on paper for tax purposes. Example. I see. अच्छा वैसा. One dada I know is a millennial, lives in Delhi. For more कोई गला? For more money, while he was asked 5 lakhs to get into police service, still he will vote TMC. I think millennials won't vote BJP in Kolkata. Absolutely true. A lot of them would have if Bhadraloks had become candidate everywhere. If BJP had carpet bombed at least Kolkata with Bhadralok candidates, then you would have seen a completely whole other level of elation and ecstasy among BJP and even BJP leaning intellectuals and stuff. You have to give people something to be proud of. What are people proud of at the moment? What are BJP voters, potential voters, candidates, people who want to convince other people? What are they most proud of at the moment about West Bengal BJP's prospects or West Bengal BJP? What exactly is your biggest selling point? That give us a chance and we are possibly not going to be as bad as Trinamool. This is the most glorious pitch that they can make. Whereas the pitch could have been, see, Sanjeev Sanyal, Ashok Lahiri, Swapan Das Gupta, these stalwarts are going to change the face of Bengal. All the damage that has been done by the communists and the 60s trade union leader masquerading as an anti-communist, we are going to reverse all that. Imagine the gravity of that statement and the pride that a BJP supporter would feel if he got a chance to say that sentence. What does he have to say right now? Yeah, abstract stuff like, yeah, West Bengal will become Kashmir, West Bengal will become Gaza, Bangladesh, etc. They are possibly quite true predictions. At the moment, they are abstract. You are not giving anybody anything to feel directly in their hearts. Only people who are feeling directly something in their hearts are SSC scam victims, okay? A lot of whom are Trinamool voters, but will probably, I think, at least they and their families will vote for BJP. And the people who are victims of Islamic oppression in villages, they are feeling things directly enough to vote for BJP. Nobody else. How are Bangladeshis able to enter India? Ask BSF. Dada, BJP সংকল্পপত্র কবে আসছে কিছু? I am not getting why are they taking so much time about this stuff, okay? First of all, that fifth list which came out last night, okay? It took them so long for that fifth list. What was the point of that? Just changing Behala Purbo's candidate. For that you needed so many extra days. Secondly, wait, what was the question? Wait, so many questions came in. Holy shit. Arey, kahan gaya? Civil war. Oh, wait, the Sankalpapatra. Holy shit, so many questions came in after this one. Wait, I'll just pin this here. Yeah. The other thing is, and we have been discussing this on the channel for about 2 years now, that yes, BJP at one point was doing no Hindutva, and I disagreed with that, and some Hindutva is definitely necessary, because otherwise what else are you going to set yourself apart from? Okay, you are going to say, yes, the road is bad and water doesn't come, we are going to make sure your road is good and water does come. Immediately there's going to be counter campaign showing a bunch of BJP constituencies in other states where also the road is bad and the water is not coming. So that's not a very significant distinguishing factor. Hindutva is a strong distinguishing factor. Fair enough. The other distinguishing factor has to be a positive direction. Hindutva is a negative direction, that you have been harmed. Now we will all hold hands and suck each other's dicks and nothing ever bad is ever going to happen to Hindus ever again. The positive direction should have and could have come from, first of all, from this manifesto, which still eludes us, and more importantly, if they had a clear vision about development 2 years back from now, okay? And they can't do that. My hunch is because of land acquisition troubles that might be propped up by Trinamool. Although a lot of people say that people are ready to give their land, etc. But that's only in reality. That reality is not a part of our irrefutable errors. So that's not really the truth. The truth is that in order to give the vibe to the media of the country, the world, the state, that in fact a serious protest is going on, all you need are 200 people dressed as farmers. And they can manage to give off the vibe that there's land acquisition troubles going on. So maybe that's why they did not say anything about their development plans. Okay, lots of super chats. Let me check them out. This one I took. Yeah, Shagnix I took. Arashiva is saying, please read my chats. Okay, Arashiva, I'll check out your chats. After Arashiva, Kumar Reddy is saying, do you think India civil war happens between Hindus and Muslims and Hindus versus Christian in next 30 or 50 years? Civil war between Hindus and Christians can't happen, because Christians have simply not fostered that kind of street violence infrastructure and man management. They have only made sure tweaked the system in their favor, not the street. So civil war would mean street, and that can only happen between Hindus and Muslims. But yeah, it can happen, but by then I'll probably be very old by then. Small skirmishes will happen, of course, but Bengal is a different story. Bengal might be gone. Shayan Bonik, thank you, Shayan Bonik. Okay, now let's check out RR Shiva's chats. Okay, blocking the dumper. What do you think? What should the ballot voters, especially vote-taking teachers and other government employees, vote for, since it's easily... Everyone's votes are traceable if you get booth data. That's the biggest problem. Booth-level data must be eliminated of the face of earth. What are your opinions on Islam and Christianity? Um, Opinion. Well, my opinion is that they are dependent on two things which make it a problem. One is, let's say, what's the perfect term for this? Political, building political empires, and it's simply both of them are simply mainly political projects of ground acquisition, and the other shoulder that they stand on is sympathy based solutions, because they come from the position of slave morality, that whoever is the downtrodden of the earth, whoever is oppressed anywhere, he must be saying something right, he must be doing something nice, he must be the real banda, lamb of God, he must be the real banda of God, because he's suffering so much, he suffers for truth, just like Jesus suffered for our sins. So the God lies in that suffering, and anyone who's not suffering is a fucking asshole, and that's the mentality I cannot tolerate. And these two are the, I think, the core fundamentals of these two religions. What do you think about the FCRA amendment bill? I think that will be let go of by BJP in order to impress the Christians of Kerala. What is cultural Marxism? How it infiltrated Indian education system? Look, nothing infiltrates India's education system. Indian education system gets its marching orders and cues from Western academia. Now the question should be, how did cultural Marxism infiltrate Western academia? That happened because the cultural Marxists got kicked out from France and they were made to do all the research in USA. USA में जो research होगा वो India में आएगा ही. If you solve something without suffering, you are a witch. User Yosamodov is saying, here in North Damdam Vidhan Sabha, Ms. Chandrima is threatening all the Matua and Udbastus as they are left from voter list, and BJP isn't serious enough to solve this core. No, even if BJP is serious about solving that, they are going. There's heavy misinformation campaigns going on. Like I met at least one Motua you'll see in the documentary in Memari, who clearly told me that BJP is doing all this NRC, CA stuff. They are going to probably kick us out, and they are let's see, what was the other insane thing he said? Oh yes, BJP is going to stop all welfare stuff if they come to power. So the truth is not reaching their ears, which is going to happen if you don't have ground level Sangathan, which you can't have because you'll get killed. Harshraj is saying, I'm from Jharkhand, my father is from West Bengal, Kulti. I'm from Jharkhand, parents settle in Bengal. Want to ask you, will in near future violence culture finish? Bengal as... No, violence culture will diminish for the next 10-15 years if BJP comes to power, but long run, no fucking way. Stay away from Bengal as much as possible. I live in Gujarat. We need jobs like job like Gujarat in Bengal. Jobs हो जाएगा, मगर गुजरात का जो जॉब या फिर बिजनेस रनिंग टाइप का जो मॉडलिटी है, वो मॉडलिटी बंगाल में खुद से आने के लिए अपेक्षा करना पड़ेगा. वही प्रॉब्लम है. जो लोग ला सकते थे एज गाइडेंस, उन लोगों को लात मार दिया गया है. Sirius is saying, why the left media is not showing broken roads, unemployment, caste oppressed people in Bengal as they do in... The left media genuinely believes that BJP is the bigger enemy, so we must not let them come to power, and everyone else is in Trinamool's pockets anyway. My prediction is TMC 160, 170, BJP 100, 110. Yeah, fair enough. Please say it. Yes, Medico, I absolutely agree with this prediction of yours. Are you the Medico who is my friend? Okay, there's a J in your DP, so you're probably not that friend. What do you think? How long will it take TMC to disappear if they lose? They won't disappear. Not before at least 5 years. There is Abhishek, and there are enough anti-Modi, anti-BJP forces in the entire country, in the entire world to fund Trinamool enough to let them exist. CPM mein ishtihar dekhe review. No. Why Hindus always get oppressed by Muslims and Christians? Why Hindus become soft targets? Ara Shiva, think of a 40, 50-year-old college professor walking down the road going to his college. A random gunda comes and asks him to give him his money, and he feels threatened, gives his money under the threat of his life, and then goes around living his life, goes to college to teach, and the gunda goes away happily. Who won in this scenario? And what can that professor do the next time it happens? Yeah, he may join an MMA class or a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu class. How many professors are going to do that? How many professors are going to have the ability to do that, the mentality to do that, the time to do that, and even the age to do that? So in the end, we are simply discussing two different people with two simply different goals in life. One's goal is to fuck up any professor he sees and take money from him. Another's goal is to seek knowledge, get a job, teach people. So both are achieving their goals, both are hardworking at their goals. It's just that Islam and Christianity's vision is completely different. They work hard at something completely else than what Hindus work hard at. That's why. So the goal that Hindutva hopes to achieve is inculcate some of those values as well. कि नहीं वो सब भी थोड़ा करते हैं, थोड़ा यूनिटी वगैरह करते हैं, स्ट्रेंथ करते हैं, वर्कआउट करते हैं, etc. Sir, please explain about Islam Left Alliance. How did it begin? I'm hazy on the history of how did it begin. I think it has gone on forever because Islam has a lot of things on economics and viewing humanity which are identical to anything a leftist politician will say anywhere on earth. Okay, so people who read the sanitized Qurans or portions of Quran or commentaries on Quran, etc. Any leftist who reads that in English, especially where it's sanitized, they will fall for Islam in 5 minutes. Okay, Islam does seem like the most beautiful thing on earth. If you have that sympathy bent of mind and you actively believe that sympathy is the way to run a society, and if you believe that the sanitized version that you are reading is the version, okay, it's a miracle that not all communists have converted to Islam. Secondly, both these sides believe that Brahmins are the only oppressors in the country, so let's unite against them. And thirdly, Muslims are fewer in number, Hindus are majority in number, so if someday Hindus become oppressive, or they are oppressive by nature allegedly because of Brahmins or upper caste, and so the small little cute little Muslim population is always at threat from Hindus, so we must be the barrier between our cute little Muslim brothers and on one side and the evil majority Hindus on the other side. We must be the barrier in between to protect our Muslim bros. So plenty of reasons for Muslims and communists to ally on. Nomadic Himadri. Fuck. So I can't return to my Bengal as there will be no change. You want to say? You broke my heart, brother. Not for the long run. If you like left 5-10 years back, you still have parents and a bunch of brothers and sisters here, then come back. Yes, live out your life here, but be prepared to leave by the time you are 50, 60, etc. If you are in your 20s and 30s right now. But if you have nothing more than that, if you have lesser than that, if your family is not here, if your parents, God forbid, are no longer here or no longer in Kolkata, at least in West Bengal, if you don't have too many family here, then do not come here. Okay, what else? Do you think BJP will speed up building rail infrastructure in Bengal? Absolutely, yes. Especially high-speed rail and north. Yeah. That stuff will happen. Buddhadev plus cow. A little less of Buddhadev, a bit much of cow. So under the Buddhadev Bhattacharya things come these. So these are going to happen definitely. I maintain my stand that BJP easily is going to get 46% in Bengal, TMC below 40%. The percentages do not matter. West Bengal is gone in every aspect, I agree. Already decided after MBBS I will shift to another state, good for you. And then if by desire will go to abroad, good for you. On Islam, ask someone like Sanjay Dixit, Jaipur Dialogues, ex-Muslim Nirajatri. No, the question he asked me is not the same as asking them. They can simply point out, of course they can point out what I pointed out as well, but they are known for pointing out the problems that are in Islam for a non-Muslim. I was asked a different question. Adar is saying, do Hindus need street power like Muslims and Christians? Should there be Bajrang Dal and VHP to save Hindus during riots, or as per Kushal Mehra, police is enough to save people? Can I avoid this question? Would I be pushing out of a discourse? Would you guys, all of you, be okay with me not answering this question? TMC has no ideology. They will disappear as soon as they... No, Joy Bishwash. They need either ideology or power, right? Power, their source of their power was simply being in power literally and having a lot of money because of staying in power. So they did not need ideology for all these years. They had power and money. Now they are going to have money. And money by default implies some amount of power. And there's going to be a lot of money. Do you think BJP really wants to win here? That I do. They just don't know how to. Maybe they do know how to, but at the cost of what? That's the question here. Is it possible to create a local party? No. Who's going to fund you? Just by self-funding, by establishing a cooperative society? No. Where no single individual is the owner? No. Politics in India is now too big of a money game for anyone to get into now. Excuse me. At best, you can be a part of that ecosystem and have a voice there. नहीं तो भाई अजीत भारती के जैसा हाल हो जाएगा. I absolutely love Ajit Bharti. I think he is Hindutva 2.0. I think he is urban nationalism, urban Hindutva, even while speaking in Hindi completely and with great Shuddh Hindi. But he's now persona non grata in the ecosystem. And if you become persona non grata, none of your criticisms or points are going to be taken seriously at all ever again. It was commie pre-partition with the South-North anymore. China knows how to control soy leftism while being authoritarian. Dada Madhu Kishwar case follow korcho, who is at fault? I did meet Madhu Kishwar ma'am in a recent event in Pune. She is very controversial and fuck, क्या situation आ गया है? It's also a situation, that's best if I do not comment on it. Dada, don't you think there's a way Sanjeev Sanyal or Ashok Lahiri economic advisor was CM bani dilo? Yes, CM is possible for both Ashok Lahiri and Sanjeev Sanyal if in the end we realize that BJP in fact had those points in their mind that I was cribbing about. कि at least for show भाई एक Bhadraloke को बिठा दो. It is possible. क्योंकि कहीं का MLA हटा के वो सब हो जा सकता है. वैसे भी शुभेंदु के पास 2 सीट्स होंगे. Sanjeev Sanyal is not going to be a part of this discourse just to become an advisor, I believe. I have not talked to him about this, that, sir, will you be an advisor, etc. So please do not think that. I'm not giving you any inside information and stuff. But I just don't see how the fuck Sanjeev Sanyal's career trajectory can next lead to him becoming an advisor of a broke fucking state. No. He'll either be a CM or not be anything at all in West Bengal. Same with Ashok Lahiri. It's a demotion for both these people if they are simply advisors and not the person who is at least running things for even at least for eyewash, okay? These two are absolute giants of economics. It's even disrespectful to think of them, picture them as advisors to some finance minister in a broke fucking state like West Bengal. No. If they get the post, Ashok Lahiri, at least finance minister, Sanjeev Sanyal, at least chief minister. Nothing below that is, I think, even acceptable as a discourse. I'm from Jharkhand. Is there anything chance for BJP to win? In Jharkhand or in Bengal? Yes, there is. Bhutan monarchy supports industries while NK doesn't. Also, NK has nationalized everything. What is NK? You all are talking about something else. User is saying, I won't say CA is a complete failure, but the documents they are asking is impossible for a Udvasu to give. Obviously, some may be able to do this. User, a lot of the documents that they don't have here, they can show from their relatives in Bangladesh, right? And also, they at worst simply have to prove that they existed in Bangladesh and that they now exist in India. I think that the job is not tougher than that. Am I very wrong? I don't think CA is that complex because there are plenty of CA camps going on right now, even for Mutuas and stuff. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I might be wrong because I'm basing this simply on what I saw in Memari, but let me know if I'm wrong fully. Do you think the DA issue is a issue a lot of teachers are affected? A lot of them are affected, of course, but most of them are not BJP supporters traditionally. Most of them still think if I am pressing that button for BJP, it means I am screwing the lives of all my Muslim friends. Secondly, there's going to be some lump sum DA that's going to be given by Mamta on a one-time basis, some percentage, 25% or something. So that's going to soothe a lot of hearts and prevent votes further for BJP. Holy shit. Fuck. Don't you think Mr. Sanyal should be the best possible finance minister and later India? Obviously, yes. What do you think about BJP nationalizing premier state institutes like Jadavpur? क्या ही बोले, ऐसे ही ना बहुत से चीज़ें हैं शोरोजीत. A lot of such things that BJP is going to get away with simply because we do not have a better counter argument. For all these things, what are we going to show as a counter argument or a counter example that no, please do not do this because the opposite of this will lead to good results. That's not happening. The opposite of good results is going on happening in Jadavpur. So at the moment, if they want it, we cannot say no on the basis of any particular thing. Is the memory documentary out yet? No, it's not out yet. I have some few layers of vocals to complete for a Ram Navami song in the documentary, and the entire voiceover narration is left to do. Editing is complete. Background score is complete. What's the point of releasing a manifesto just 13 days? Good question. Before election, no one even reads them. Yeah. And that shows that they do not care. They know that the voter is not going to vote based on candidates. The voter is not going to vote based on the manifesto. It's simply, I want Amit Shah to beat the shit out of this administration, or I want Mamta to beat the shit out of these outsiders. That's it's a referendum. It's a mandate. It's a referendum. It's not really an election. It's not really a parliamentary election. It's a presidential style election, and it's mainly a referendum. Okay. And again, people not voting on the basis of their candidates. What are we going to complain about? अभी तक सारे लौड़े चुतिए ही तो कैंडिडेट्स बन रहे थे, एमएलएस बन रहे थे, मिनिस्टर्स बन रहे थे. तो अभी इस वक्त अगर ये सारे के सारे मैंने जो बढ़िया आर्ग्यूमेंट्स दिए, काफ़ी कूल आर्ग्यूमेंट्स दिए 1.5 घंटा से बैठ के, if I give any of these arguments in front of an actual BJP guy right now, they are going to laugh me out, legitimately so, by saying, what was Trinamool doing for the last 15 years? How did it work for them? Well, the state was fucked for 15 years. Do you want to keep doing things that fucked the state for 15 years? Because it means nothing good for the health of democracy in West Bengal. Okay? एक तो है कि लौड़े लग के रखे हैं वेस्ट बंगाल के डेमोक्रेसी के 15 ईयर से, एटलीस्ट 10 साल से. उसके बाद ऐसा एक सिचुएशन है कि वोटर्स डू नॉट केयर अबाउट देयर रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स. व्हाट काइंड ऑफ पार्लियामेंट्री डेमोक्रेसी फसाड आर वी गोइंग टू इवन मेंटेन? फसाड ही नहीं रहेगा. कुछ फसाड नहीं रह रहा है. ये पूरा राजा रानी के तरफ जा रहा है डायरेक्शन. राजा रानी के तरफ कभी भी नहीं जाना चाहिए सोसाइटी. One of my kaka is school headmaster and supports TMC. Once during a heated argument, I had to say, you people are the reason. I have to say, yes, I keep saying that to all my friends, commie friends. Have you checked out the ISI bill? No. The only reason people doing TMC because TMC is in power, they can earn money through them. Otherwise, people who will take, a lot of that money is going to remain even after TMC goes out of power. TMC on paper will exist till 2040 at least. He who can't be named will not merge or dissolve it even if seats go to. Caesar is saying, Dada, you should react with Adiyanchin's podcast with Navroop Singh. Acha. A lot of questions in the live chat would be answered simultaneously. With Adiyanchin's podcast. Okay. वैसे मतलब ये नवरूप सिंह है कौन? मतलब उतना इंटरेस्टिंग पॉडकास्ट क्यों हुआ आदियाचिंत के साथ? आई नो आदियाचिंत's podcast, they discuss geopolitics. I don't know who Navroop Singh is. Unless you mean that other Punjabi guy who teaches IAS and stuff. You don't mean that, right? His name is not Navroop Singh, right? The Sikh guy who's come on Vaad as well. Ashridhar criticizing capitalism video. Oh, yeah. Ashridhar ka kuch naya video hai. I think you were only saying that I'll have to react. Yes, that's in the pipeline. How many may have even discussed Nicholas B. Dirks, but they have 10 vids about Urdu? Yeah. I think Shubhendu would be up for CM. He wants to be CM, of course. While Dr. Lahiri as finance minister, makes sense. I think that can still happen. That's how I can sense Amit Shah in recent visit to West Bengal. He is very much showed interest in Shubhendu, like accompanying him to nomination. Yeah, makes sense. And after the candidate list that is here, what would be even the point of not having Shubhendu as the CM? के और क्या अलग सिग्नल करने वाले हो? तो अगर अगर भद्रलोकिज्म सिग्नल नहीं करना है तो वाई नॉट शुभेंदु भाई? और क्या करने का बाकी रहेगा शुभेंदु का प्रूफ करने के लिए? पूरा दिन वेस्ट बंगाल में अप डाउन भी वही कर रहा है, ग्राउंड लेवल संगठन रियल में उसका ही है, सिर्फ ट्रस्ट इशू का एक्सक्यूज भी अभी नहीं चल सकता है, भद्रलोक वैसे भी तुम नहीं रख रहे हो कहीं पे, देन वाई नॉट शुभेंदु? Dada, we Jharkhandi are literally fed up of JMM Cong. We realize that what you have to face if you bring Congress to. Seriously saying, why should we give CA benefits to those Bengali or Punjabi Sindhi Hindus who will take advantage and then curse BJP for being communal? How do you know they will curse BJP for being communal? CA benefits तो आज के कौमी भद्रलोक्स को नहीं जा रहा है. CA benefits जाएंगे गरीब मतुआओं को जो कि बीजेपी के वोटर बेस है 2010-12 से. Shoykot Poddar के channel on YouTube, no. Red Pill Loke, not very articulate, but full on Jordan Peterson. अच्छा, ना चीनी ना. What are the chances ECI goes harder by each passing day? They will. Eventually cancelling polls on all booths where there is a case of rigging. Even yeah, that too they have said will happen. If push comes to shove, like पान थे के चुन खुश ले. थोड़ा इधर से उधर हुआ, they are going to call for re-elections. That's what they have said they will do. You cannot bring change with our neta like Shubhendu. You mean without a neta like Shubhendu, right? Some sorts of changes, yes. Not all sorts of changes. User Yodamodov is saying, let's be a little simple with human psychology. Do you think a person will give his documents to his relatives who are living neighbor country and they are in hell? Why not? They have to send some Xerox copy and stuff. And a lot of people's parents and brothers and all still live there who are going to be sending those documents so that he gets a CA here as soon as possible. And then in 5 years, he also can come here and settle down beside his brother's bedroom, or even his business. So the guy in Bangladesh actually wants his brother to get the CA as fast as possible in India. Will Bengal become Muslim majority state? Not in our lifetimes, maybe someday. Ashridhar video reaction counter someday, yeah. Yeah, Pavneet Singh. They wanna bring ISI under Ministry of Education. Yes, I've heard. Since its inception, it has been under Ministry of Statistics on legal paper acts like a civil society than an educational institute. हाँ, देखो अब क्या उखाड़ लिया. Dada, have you ever read Alexander Dugin stuff? Yeah, I know of his views and I've read some of his tweets. That's all. I've never read any of his books. What are your thoughts on Red Pill community? I keep getting confused about this. Red Pill community is the manosphere stuff, right? Or is it in the world of politics? I'm not sure. After SIR, BJP and TMC have same vote share as of now in Malda even. Final SIR list आने के बाद BJP will have higher vote share in Malda. Yeah. Man, we are so fucked. BJP Bengal scamming BJP center of funds. People are absolutely... No, इसीलिए तो इस बार बहुत ज़्यादा oversight है center का. He's a Supreme Court lawyer. Who? Shoykot Poddar. Oh, the guy who appears on Adi Achint, okay. Without Bhadraloke, BJP can win election in small margin? Yeah. Winning के लिए Bhadraloke नहीं चाहिए. Winning के बाद के लिए सब कुछ के लिए Bhadraloke चाहिए. वो है problem. BJP doesn't depend on one face. शुभेंदु को CM नहीं भी बनाएंगे. Still they will clean Bengal. शुभेंदु अधिकारी को Home Ministry. Yeah, that I agree, and that was my opinion or my prediction so far. But all I'm saying is that अगर candidate list वो इंटेलेक्चुअल टाइप का है ही नहीं, अगर सिर्फ स्ट्रीट संगठन ये सभी बुनियाद है, तो स्ट्रीट और संगठन का जो राजा है उसको क्यों नहीं सीएम बनाए? दैट्स ऑल आई एम आस्किंग. Shayan Bonik, thank you for the super chat. Shayan is saying, TMC government has destroyed the life of youth, yes. But interestingly, many youth still do not understand the future of them, yes. Youth of our state deprived depends on Yuvashathi, jobless life is accepted. So change of government, yes. Israelification is future. It seems Israelification will be the future of the rest of the country if BJP wins 2029. Not without that. क्योंकि actual Israelification के लिए जो चीज़ें चाहिए, God forbid that never happens. For Israelification, You must be a small concentrated community like Jews, and that can only happen after you have been genocided to that extent. वो तो नहीं चाहिए. What are your thoughts on red pill ideology? I keep getting confused. What is that? Dadamar Chattapal regarding ISI, yes. Without Bhadraloke vote, yeah, we discussed this. With or without BJP losing either way, just be prepared for TMC clean sweep. I'm saying this as a CPIM voter. TMC clean sweep, if those estimates which say 60 to 90 BJP, then yeah, that's possible. If you were the chief minister, what would you do in your power to stop all kinds of political influence, religious extremism in Murshidabad and Malda? First of all, I would hire, or let's say, prop up every academic who is ready to critique Islamic radicalism from a rock solid academic base, and I would send him to each and every university campus to do seminars and stuff, and I would make it look like it's not happening from me. I would make it look like there's out of the blue there's general interest and discourse around religious fundamentalism, and mysteriously professors who were indirectly or directly funded by me or propped up by me, they were going around pointing out only Islamic radicalism. But the seminar was about religious radicalism. What a curious situation. And I would do that by donating some funds to that guy's university or principal, etc. Okay, and I would say that he's the person who must go to those seminars and stuff, and to every news channel discussion and stuff. And I would give ads to newspaper houses and TV news channels which are against me. I would fund especially those, the mainstream ones, and say that I want you to hold a discussion and debate around religious fundamentalism, and this is my guy. You bring your guys as well, but this is my guy. I would do that for 3-4 years at the very least, and then the discourse would shift, and then one day all funding for madrasas would stop, and no one would be there critiquing that policy. My supervisor is at Vishwabharati, a hardcore leftist, keeps quoting Madhu Kishore. Oh my god. কলকাতাতে 11টাতে কটাতে জিততে পারবে বিজেপি? Nitai, I'm sorry, I am not very aware of the dynamics of North Kolkata, etc. Okay, in this context, my brain is limited to South Kolkata, and in South Kolkata, I think only Shapon Dasgupta can win. The others can't win. If they do win, it's simply because of that hypothetical scenario where people are voting for BJP secretly and are simply voting for some sort of law and order development versus complete craziness, or some sort of punishment against that craziness. No positive arguments in favor of the guys winning, but only and only criticism for the guys in power, therefore voting against them. That's all. Other than that, BJP is not winning in South Kolkata, other than Rajbihari, although most people are telling me that Shapon Dasgupta won't win in Rajbihari. I just believe otherwise because of so many names getting deleted, and that his opponent is already getting called up by the ED and stuff. Dada, have you read Anand Sir's book Hindus in Hindu Rashtra? You can't see it, right? Okay, there is Hindus in Hindu Rashtra somewhere above my head, and I did a review of it which was shared by Anand Ranganathan himself. Yeah, so I answered Chorojit's red pill is manosphere. Oh, acha. Yeah, I agree with a lot of the manosphere arguments. I just have some problem with the Western manosphere discourse, because they are obviously an answer to Western feminism, and in the West, feminism has progressed to much crazier depths and lengths where feminism in India has not reached, and so their red pills against the disease of feminism are much stronger medicines that we do not require right now in India. That's all. I'm from Noapada, from Barakpur. They left voters cut anti-TMC votes and make TMs. Oh yeah, that has happened so far. This time maybe not, because I think the pro-Trinamool lobby inside CPM has kind of been neutralized. That's the only reason CPM might not be able to cut votes everywhere. CPM deep down, at least some senior leaders, I think, also want BJP to win, because with Trinamool they are not going to get anything done. At least there's going to be an ideological counter and stuff. They can convince people that see गरीबों के पास खाने को नहीं है, अदानी को सब बेच दिया भोसरी वालों ने. तृणमूल जब तक पावर में है उनको बोलने का कुछ है ही नहीं. जो बोलेंगे गोली खाएंगे, जो मुंह खोलने गया गोली खा गया. ओके, तृणमूल करप्ट है का उच्चारण करने जाओ गोली खा गया. तो बीजेपी के अंडर वो नहीं होगा. अगर एक दो के साथ हो भी गया तो पूरा न्यूयॉर्क टाइम्स पूरा खानदान लेके यहाँ पे आ जाएगा, कोलकाता पे बैठे रहेगा. तो आइडियोलॉजी के अलावा कोई वेपन है भी नहीं कम्युनिस्ट के पास. तो दे विश बीजेपी कम्स टू पावर एंड ओनली देन कैन कम्युनिज्म फ्लरिश अगेन. Today, Sharma Banerjee literally cried on his episode discussing the state of affairs. Felt really sad. This guy is a Bhadraloke and his feel. He's a true Bhadraloke. He has lost an election last time. So again, BJP people can give the excuse that, oh, see, Sharma Banerjee lost. Why do we want to field more Bhadraloke candidates? Because 2021 and 2024 was simply not the same. And but anyway, the most awesome part about Sharma Banerjee's work is his investigative journalism. My God, insane stuff. That is a genuine point, but basically what I feel is that once they bring it under Ministry of Education, they will make it full of reservations and, oh, yeah, that's going to happen, yeah. BJP is winning Malda, I think I agree. Oh, entire Malda, yeah, probably. 1/4 तक I think decrease हो जाएगा तृणमूल का वहाँ का seat. There's a possibility if the Muslim bifurcation happens. I'm inclined to think it won't. If you were the chief minister, I'm from Noapada. Oh my God, so many same comments. What about the winning prediction of mother of Abhaya? She was graduate from my own college. She's probably winning there. Is it possible to remove the Marxist ideology from Bengal's education system and educate the Bengali about real Marxism? I feel this is directly responsible for most of Bengal's problems. What is real Marxism that Bengalis need to know, Zahan? Dada tomake marthar korchilo na? Who I can't say. Do you believe in Rahul Diwan vision? Do massive ghar wapsi and our many problems will get solved? Yes, but it has to be in a real sense, and anything that you want to do in a real sense, intellectually speaking, cannot be done on a mass scale. Mass scale can only happen for bulk products, and bulk product means settling for less. तो राहुल दीवान के विजन में प्रॉब्लम है, सच कोई नहीं है, कुछ नहीं है, मगर ऐसा है कि एक तो है वो अनमास होगा ही नहीं, और अगर होता भी है तो इवन दैट कैन हैव सम लॉन्ग रन बेनिफिट्स इफ दे स्टे इन द इकोसिस्टम एटसेट्रा. मगर मतलब अंदर से कोई पत्थरबाज जिहादी है, उसको तुम कौन सा क्या घर वापसी करके क्या उखाड़ लोगे? उसको तो पहले वो सब कंडीशनिंग करवाना पड़ेगा, उसका रिवर्स ब्रेन वॉशिंग करना पड़ेगा. वो कैसे होगा? Need another Dhurandhar stream? Maybe. Israelification can only work if you have the balls to defend yourself without need of the state. No. The balls to defend yourself without the need for the state can only happen out of desperation like the Jews have. Have you read? Yes, I'm working in mechanical sector. Why are you so worried about subhuman foids? Shubhuman. Red pill is the satirical ideology. Yes, Sandeep Reddy Vangaism. Sandeep Reddy Vangaism is okay. Okay, that's chodo. Red pill. I have question in 2021. BJP promised industries in manifesto and gave candidates like Anirban Ganguly and Ashok Lahiri, even gave Abhijit Ganguly ticket in 2024. Yes, Abhijit Ganguly won. Anirban Ganguly is not Bhadraloke. He can play the part of a Bhadraloke pretty well. He has the lingo and pronunciations of a Bhadraloke, but his clothes and other consumption patterns are not Bhadraloke, are very anti-Bhadraloke. I'm working in mechanical sector. I am crying for change, but engineers don't need change as they have small amount of jobs in Bengal. Yes. I went to a small grocery store in my locality in Asansol, met with a Parat Dada, high school teacher. I know him to be articulate and logical since childhood. People like him think this time it's BJP. There are definitely a lot of people like that. Ki mone hoy BJP ebar jitbe? I think they'll get below 110 seats and then they'll have to buy a lot of MLAs. I'm working in mechanical sector. Oh, ye to ho gaya. Dugin's tweets are apparently made by one of his fans from Brazil. Too bombastic to care about. Because of their cynicism, genuine Bhadraloks have lost their political and electoral agency. Yes, they have. On the other hand, hypocrite Bhadraloks have proved themselves irrelevant in chessboard. True. That is why I'm saying that BJP has enough excuses to do what they're doing. I'm saying even if they can do it, they should not have done it for the good of West Bengal. I went to a small grocery. Oh, ye to ho gaya. There is a shift in the mindset. There is for a lot of people. Make a school of debating. Yeah. Why did the song Bhaddar Ghar Ke Ladki Bhage Driver? Why did the song? Okay, I have not heard that. তুহিনা প্রকাশনের দোকান খুলতে দিচ্ছে না জানো এটা I don't know what case is that. Transgender একটা পড়লে oh yeah I did not read it but I heard from a commie friend that the act says that you'll have to show some proof or document of what gender you are, not willy-nilly every random person every random morning. So for that I agree, and I knew that this disagreement is going on for more than 5-6 years. One of my best friends was a transgender person, and he/she doesn't talk to me anymore after a heated debate about para SF. But yeah, from that time she had been telling me that no, you see this ID card thing is complete bogus. We do not, why, oh kagaz nahi dikhayenge mindset etc. No, but I agree with the government on this. Is such a famous song. I have no idea. Retrowave. দীপশিতা সাভারকরকে হিউমিলিয়েট করে ক্যাম্পেইন করছে জানো, দেখেছো? রাইট, আইডিওলজিক্যালি প্রপারলি ক্রিটিক করার তো অন্য কেউ নেই অপোজিটে। ম্যাক্সিমাম লেনিনকে শুয়োর বাচ্চা বলবে, লেনিন কী কী ছড়িয়েছে স্টেপ বাই স্টেপ সেগুলো বলার তো বেশি লোক নেই। বিকজ অফ দ্য সিনিসিজম জেনুইন, ইয়েস, দিস ওয়াজ আ গুড পয়েন্ট. What do you think, will AIMIM cut Mamta votes? It all comes. I don't think so, Rojit. Maybe one. Your argument for why the Bhadralok still vote for TMC or maybe CPM and why they despise. Good question, Vineet Surana. Great question. The Bhadralok these days does not vote for Trinamool anymore. A portion of them voted for Trinamool only and only in 2021 in order to prevent BJP, because there was that famous no vote to BJP campaign. They mainly vote for CPM. They have mainly been voting for CPM because that's the Bhadralok taste. Now the Bhadralok, you have to look upon them as a caste, as a samaj, okay? And the Bhadralok samaj consists of 3 other castes, which are not really castes in the caste sense of caste word sense of other states. Here they don't do the conventional casteism bad things etc, but they operate in every other way like a caste, which is an exclusive group with their specific consumption patterns, meaning they watch certain sports in certain ways through certain mediums, they eat certain foods in certain ways, etc. They have a certain lingo, they have a certain preference for a kind of music, a kind of language, a kind of way of speaking Bengali, kind of way of speaking of English, etc. Okay, all that makes a distinct group, and this distinct group called Bhadralok also has their distinct lifestyles. A big part of their lifestyle is being a communist, so they are mainly CPM supporters. So they vote for Trinamool. They have voted for Trinamool only to prevent BJP. Otherwise, they are CPM voters, and even this time they are going to vote for CPM. They despise BJP because BJP is, first of all, allegedly pro-capitalism, and being pro-capitalism, being pro-business means you are inherently opposed to the existence of poor people from the POV of a leftist. Therefore, they despise BJP. The second reason is that the BJP will allegedly harm Muslims. Allegedly, they are going on harming Muslims every day in other states, from where mysteriously no Muslim exodus is happening. इतना खराब चल रहा है. तो मीनवाइल बंगाली हिंदुओं का एक्सोडस चल रहा है, सिर्फ काम ही नहीं है वेस्ट बंगाल में, इसलिए तो उस रीज़न से भी डिस्पाइज करते हैं बीजेपी को. थर्ड, जो कि सबसे हिडन रीज़न है, जो कि एक्चुअली फकिंग फोरफ्रंट का रीज़न है, जो कि कोई चुतिया भद्रलोक कभी नहीं एडमिट करेगा, वो है कि it's their way of casteism when they do not vote for BJP, when they despise any BJP leader, person, MLA, BJP minister, Amit Shah, everyone, okay? Casteism in the sense that none of these people are their caste people. They are not Bhadraloks. They are not in their consumption patterns. They are not in their exclusive groups following their lifestyles. Therefore, they are inferior sets of people. Therefore, they are yuck, tacky people. And BJP was kind of almost shedding off the tacky vibe by putting Shamik Bhattacharya, the BJP president currently in the state, putting him in the forefront, him being a proper Bhadraloke, being very erudite in Bengali, giving off the vibe of a Bhadraloke by name dropping every Bengali poet and playwright that Bhadralokes like, and going around saying that CPM leaders were never corrupt. Yes, they had their ideological visions that screwed the state, but they were never personally corrupt. Jyoti Basu voted for the partition of Bengal when most required. Buddhadev Bhattacharya had these great visions, but he was incompetent, etc. So they were beginning to attract a lot of fence-sitter Bhadralokes and former CPM voters. Their minds were convinced. Now, my hunch is that a lot of them who were on the fence and were going to vote for BJP because of these sorts of discourses presented beautifully by Shamik Bhattacharya are now convinced again to not vote for them because of a bunch of stuff that happened in the last 10-15 days. Okay, first of all, this candidate list, which has just one Bhadralok in the entire 294 list. Secondly, weird stuff like putting a Bhagwa Dhaj in the arms of a statue of Netaji, stepping up on the statue, etc. All of that stuff has kind of turned off that portion who are about to warm up to BJP. So they'll keep on despising BJP simply because they are not from their caste, remember. Never forget the main reason that Bhadralokes despise BJP. ये उनके जात वाले नहीं है, इसलिए घृणा करते हैं बीजेपी को. Should Malda and Murshidabad be made into union territory, as both districts are around 60% Muslim majority and a lot of illegal activities go there? A lot of illegal activities going on somewhere is not a case good enough for it to become a union territory, because every state has a lot of places where illegal activities go on. And again, a portion or a region has 60% Muslim majority, therefore it's union territory. There cannot be a logic anywhere outside closed Facebook and WhatsApp groups. So it can't be made. Because you as a person who kind of gives me the vibe that you want it to become a union territory, even you are not able to come up with legitimate arguments for why it should become a union territory. কি মনে হয় বিজেপি এবার ওয়েস্ট বেঙ্গল জিতবে? Yes, MLA কিনে. I'm working in mechanical sector. Even if they give documents, every person is now changed their surnames, got a certificate, though they are Namashudro, secure job. So how will they give proof? That does not matter really. Do you believe power of Islam comes through strict education and gathering ability, specifically in weaker section of South Asian Muslims? Power of Islam in the context of South Asia mainly comes from the fact that they are a minority here. Whenever you are a minority, you will focus on surviving and preventing the majority from harming you, rather than ironing out your own differences. When Muslims become the majority, they clearly only iron out their own differences and fuck each other up. Since they do not have the luxury to iron out their own differences, therefore they iron out their differences with us. What about those blue parties and the Bahujan Samaj Party? Do they have any chance? No, not yet. They'll have soon. I went to a small grocery store, yes. At least a stream just for the soundtrack. गाने का रिएक्शन क्या करूँगा सोच रहा हूँ, क्योंकि आइडियलाइज के स्ट्रीमी आर्ट का ऑडियो क्वालिटी थोड़ा इम्प्रूव किया है रिसेंटली. There's a shift in mindset. Yes. What happened to BJ's Dhurandhar, Humayun Kabir? And will he make an impact? I personally don't think so. Although, excuse me, a lot of people who should have knowledge about these things keep saying that they will make a dent. Only reason I'm not trusting them is because they simply might be in that wave of herd mentality that yes, BJP will win, we'll worry about everything later. They are too focused and too zoomed in on the situation. I'm a little zoomed out, so I have the luxury of having different views. What's the prospect of Congress this election? Some seats in the Muslim areas in the central constituencies of Bengal, probably. Your argument. Do you believe power? What's your background? You have good knowledge in politics as well as songs. You are truly नहीं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. The quality of Bengal's discourse is so horseshit that I come across as a knowledgeable guy. When I was growing up, guys like me were not considered knowledgeable guys. I was a random run-of-the-mill cool elder bro in the neighborhood who came across as cool only in their chai pani circles, okay? I come across as significant right now because that's how society's discourse, Bengali society's discourse has gone to the dogs. I'm a musician, that's why I know about music. I love politics, following politics, that's why I have some interesting, long experience of following politics because I was following politics ardently even when I was in class 9, 10, 11, worrying about CPM losing because I was a CPM supporter back then. And I'm a college dropout and I have good Wi-Fi. A guy like me becoming significant or having 16,000 subscribers on YouTube means Bengal has gone to shit. Bhaddar Ghar Ka Ladki is a song from Chhoddobeshi where the Bihari driver mocks Madhavi running away. एक ही बार सुनिए ये सब. Basically it takes away the BS of self-identification. Intersex people are right. बाकी सब में तो बहुत फ्री भी वेलफेयरिज्म है ही. सिर्फ आइडेंटिफिकेशन के लिए अब कुछ विरोध करना है उसके लिए कर रहे हैं. करना विरोध फॉर विरोध सेक. सेंटर बीजेपी की आसाम में लेंस दिए बंगाल के देख. यस. एंड सो मेनी बीजेपी सपोर्टर्स कीप मेकिंग दिस मिस्टेक इवन इन अ लाइव चैट. If BJP could win Tripura, why not Bengal? If BJP could win Assam, so many Muslims, why not Bengal? By Assam and Tripura were never the powerhouses or centers or sources of any fucking discourse in India in the last 80 years. When you are fucking with Bengal, you are fucking with the let's say the main kitchen where all the motherload of bad ideas for the entire country has been getting cooked in. ओके बाकी जगहों पे तुम एक रेस्टोरेंट में जा रहे हो, वहाँ का खाना तुम रिप्लेस कर रहे हो. यहाँ पे तुम किचन में घुसने वाले हो. इट कांट बी द सेम स्ट्रेटेजी. Yeah, so the BBK's nature of being an exclusionary group isn't really problematic then. It's problematic broadly speaking. Sorry, I meant cultural Marxism and communism's history. We are seeing the effects of this on Bengali society. Yes, there has been systematic capture of educational institutions by left in Bengal. That has happened by left in every state and even in center. The Congress, when they realized that they cannot fight the left anymore, that's the deal they struck with the left, and that's the deal the left struck with Trinamool as well. If we can't have power, you must give something to our Brahmins. अगर तुमको लगता है कि बिना ब्राह्मण के कुछ उखाड़ पाओगे तो देख लो, उखाड़ लो. तृणमूल ने 5 साल देखा, कुछ नहीं हुआ. Even then BJP was not that averse to Brahmins in that sense from day one. Okay, BJP is completely averse. In the center it used to be averse, now it isn't. बंगाल में भी होपफुली शायद वैसा ही होगा. 5 साल बाद 10 साल बाद लगेगा कि अच्छा नहीं सोसाइटी में तो ब्राह्मण्स चाहिए, कास्टिज्म तो उतना चला नहीं गया. तो वैसे बाकी सब जगह में जो हुआ है वो भी यहीं पे ही होगा. तो द लेफ्ट रियलाइजेस दैट वी आर सॉर्ट ऑफ द ब्राह्मण प्रोवाइडिंग फैक्ट्री. हम दलाल है ब्राह्मण्स के. तो एक्सटॉर्शन की तरह है. अच्छा पावर नहीं दिया, फिर भी हमारे पास ये जो ब्राह्मण्स है इनको हम तुम्हारे पीछे लगा दे क्या? हाँ, न्यूयॉर्क टाइम्स में चाहिए कोई 2-4 गाली वाली? नहीं चाहिए. अच्छा तो कोई अच्छा यूनिवर्सिटी में हमको पोस्ट दिलवा दे, अब व्यवस्था कर दीजिए. तो वही होता है. सेंटर में भी वही हुआ है, हर जगह में वही हुआ है, या बंगाल में भी वही हुआ है, तृणमूल के साथ भी वही हुआ है. Trans people doesn't really affect most intersex people because that often gets fixed at birth. Right. But that's not the majority of trans people in India, so they will have a problem just to oppose BJP. Hey bro, from Bolpur here. Amongst 21 wards, 16 to 17 are BJP lead. In fact, many rural areas BJP dominant. I saw vote booth otherwise. Interesting. Bolpur, okay. I will spend their time on hollow dialectics. I like your allegedly. What percentage is the VBK vote? In votes, BBK don't matter. BBK is matter for everything other than votes. But since 2021, TMC won one-sided in LS election and also in assembly election through rigging, violence, fear. I mean, no disrespect to the Arjikar victim, obviously, but her mother is contesting poll with BJP. Is it just for the optics or something else? No. I believe she, in her heart, genuinely believes that if she becomes an MLA, she'll have more say in getting her daughter justice, which I don't see how that can work. Then why CPIM votes comes to BJP bucket? Simply out of spite. Those specific people hate Trinamool to that extent, and those people are not all of them are Bhadraloks. A lot of CPM voters are not Bhadraloks also, okay? They simply hate Trinamool or have personal grudge against Trinamool, like their family members were probably beaten up or killed by Trinamool when they came to power, etc. वो सब भी है. Then better not bring any reservation for LGBT. This time, no film star is an excellent decision. Plus, manifesto when. Manifesto when is the smaller question. The bigger question is why so much time for a manifesto? And no film star, yes, that's a good thing. Because our film stars are also not Bhadraloks. How many seats will BJP get? Around 100. Why are Brahmins overrepresented in all forms of life, be it education, entertainment, politics? Is there something we can learn and emulate from them? Yes, obviously. Their upbringing is what's getting them to that situation. And Brahmins, since historically prioritize education, therefore family में एक history, एक cultural memory रह गया कि education को prioritize करना है. I think Bakura town comes for BJP. I see. Brahmins not by birth but by deeds. Yes, this category was produced by CPIM in an adverse manner. Yes, but they employed actual Brahmins for that. They are kind of Brahmin as well because they are usually the ones who can do that job because education and learning things, being erudite, runs in their family for generations. দীপ্তিদা ছোটোবেলায় কমন ম্যাথস টিউশনে পড়তো, বেশি বকতো বরাবর, ভুলভাল বুঝি বা Arjulagan Paul. She's from Ashutosh College, no? Were you in Ashutosh as well? Will Shapanda win? Last time he came close. I believe he can win. I believe he will win, but the people in the know of things around me are saying he won't win. Bakura confirmed for BJP. I see, okay. 2.5 घंटे तो हो गया, तो we'll end the live stream now. If any, I'll wait 1 or 2 minutes for any significant questions to come up. कोई live chat बाकी रह गया? Oh shit. So many super chats are left. Sorry, wait. Shan Bonik, thank you. Sirius is saying why the left is... yeah, this one we answered, right? Why the left media? Yeah, this one we answered. Okay, let's see. Oh, yeah, this one also we answered. Okay, nice. When? Yeah, this was half an hour back. Cool then. আশুতোষ কলেজটা তো টিএমসির ক্লাব হাউসে এসে বাইরে কি ঝুলছে ভাই। Try to be accurate when challenging. Don't bring that WhatsApp topic. হ্যাঁ আমি আশুতোষ ইংলিশ অনার্স 2011-14 ব্যাচ। What the fuck? English honors. So Ushoshi, that actress Ushoshi is from your batch, right? Or was she in history? So I'm sure you know Nilanjan Shamadar. One question out of context about Kerala elections. A lot of Keralites are. So, Arjulagan Paul, by the way, I keep hearing about... oh, achha, Ushoshi history, na? I see. So, Deepshita was in Ashutosh. Which batch was she in? She was in 2011 to 2014 in your batch only, in the English department. That's what I've heard, but I never noticed her. Okay, let's see. One question out of the context about Kerala elections. A lot of Keralites are stuck in Middle East. Will this affect the left in Kerala? Yes. Winnie, my girlfriend from Bakura, showed me WhatsApp statuses of people blindly believing Dhurandhar movie and Modiji's masterstroke. What was there not to believe in? Okay. Which aspect of the Dhurandhar movie was completely factually erroneous, or even the demonetization issue? Are you saying no terrorist in the world or in Pakistan who was dealing with bundles of black money and fake money, they were not affected with demonetization? They really had a fun time with demonetization. They really thought, oh, demonetization, who gives a shit? Or bhej do 60 crore. Do you think that's a conversation that happened between countless terrorists in Pakistan and Bangladesh? So no, Dhurandhar was absolutely justified in showing that. Saying that we hate BJP as they seem to be appearing they know Dharma better. That's why the general Hindu Samaj of Bengal doesn't seem to like BJP. Yeah. And the source of that is Brahmo Samaj. Do you even understand demonetization? Stigl Mako, I'm sure you are telling Winnie the Pooh and not me, right? আরে ওটা একটা গর্গ ফলোয়ার, ওটাকে সিরিয়াসলি নিও না। ও উইনি দ্য পু, yes. What do you think about Punjab's future? Desertification, moving away. और डेजर्ट हो गया तो और भी इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन अच्छा ही है। वैसे पानी नहीं रहेगा तो इंडस्ट्री में फैक्ट्री में जाके ऑफिस में बैठ के पिएगा क्या? Atikir Kesta real even the gang of Wasepur has ISI connection as Pakard. Yes, yes. What about Gen Next of Bhadraloks? Their vote Gen Next of Bhadraloks नहीं तैयार होंगे क्योंकि मैक्सिमम भद्रलोक आज कोलकाता के बाहर रहते हैं, जिनके पास वो नो हाउ इंटरेस्ट इंसेंटिव है नहीं भद्रलोक बनाना. वो अलग तरह के भद्रलोक होंगे. जो बाकी देश के जो भद्रलोक हैं लाइक कुशल एंड ऑल, उनके तरह होंगे. बंगाली भद्रलोक नहीं होंगे फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल. मोस्ट ऑफ द नेक्स्ट जेन जो लोग यहाँ पे रह गए, उनका एजुकेशन सिस्टम अगर गवर्नमेंट स्कूल में पढ़े तब तो ना भद्र होंगे ना लोग होंगे. अगर प्राइवेट स्कूल में पढ़ लिए तो भी जैसा स्टेट का डिस्कोर्स चल रहा है, सिर्फ मतलब ऑल नॉन भद्रलोक थिंग्स आर गोइंग टू बी द मेन स्ट्रीम. तो कहाँ से एक छुप छुप के कोई किसी को भद्रलोक बनाएगा? What's the future of Bangla Pakko if BJP wins? They'll probably get they'll probably get consumed in the BJP ecosystem. Everyone will do some intellectual backdoor bazi. They'll come up with some rationalization, justification. Both will be happy to scratch each other's backs. I do know people of Bangladeshi Namashudra getting SC certificate and secure job, but if they go for CA, won't he be saying that his or সমস্ত Pokemon card আমার ততদিনে নেওয়া হয়ে গেছিল? ও আচ্ছা. Wait, oh my god. আরে the comment went up and I was looking at a different comment. Shit, I thought that's the weirdest comment I've ever read. Lol. What StreamYard is so weird? Okay, so the comment is I do know people getting Bangladeshi Namashudra getting SC certificate and secure job, but if they go for CA, won't he be saying that he's not allowed to have SC benefit, and what would be his or her family? Okay. The people who are getting SC certificate without getting citizenship, how is that possible? It means he has some fake documents and therefore getting the SC certificate, right? Now, if they are happy with their fake documents, they are going to be happy with their SC certificate. Okay, who cares? I don't care. And if they require citizenship, they are actively looking for a CA certificate now. It means they did not have a job to begin with because they were not citizens to begin with. They didn't have even the fake citizenship documents to begin with. So after CA, if they become citizens, is SC certificate going to be deprived from them? Can you not be a citizen through CA and still have a SC certificate? I did not know that's the case. I don't think that should be a hindrance. Is West Bengal late to the BJP party? Obviously. All of the states where we had BJP for 2-3 terms will slowly start to have non-BJP government. Now, by the time West Bengal finally jumps on this trend, how will this affect West Bengal prospects? Oh, Slevin, I guess you were not there in the beginning. This is what I started the live stream with. That we might as well see the worst case scenario, that Shubhendu Adhikari becomes the CM and then talks about Kendra Vanchana because Congress is in power in 2029. That's very much a possibility. If 100 to 110, why are we wasting time hoping better weapon up? No, 110 means a lot of MLAs can be bought, and MLAs can be bought for very cheap in West Bengal. It might affect them, especially Panchayat Pradhan can issue a residential certificate, so it's easy to forge documents. Yes. Excuse me. BJP can surely come in a much polarized Bengal. BJP must wait for that. If I'm not wrong, many converted Bangladeshis would also be technically be SC if they were Hindu. I see. Any more super chats? No. Okay then, should we leave now? 2.5 घंटे का तो डिस्कशन है, तो 2.5 घंटे से के ज़्यादा होने से बहुत लोग क्लिक भी नहीं करते. तो लेट्स एंड इट हियर. वी हैड आई थिंक अ वेरी फ्रूटफुल डिस्कशन. We'll come back to discuss firstly Ashish Dhar's, not today, probably not tomorrow as well. When am I coming back next? Tomorrow, what work do I have? Documentary work. I might come live tomorrow night. Day after tomorrow, I have an event to get to. On Wednesday, I have a podcast to do in person, so it will come out much later. Let's see. Yeah. I'll probably be able to come tomorrow, day after tomorrow. So first priority is Ashish Dhar's podcast. People have been talking about it. I still don't know what it's about, so we'll discuss that and react to that. And I had something else in mind. I'll have to restart the book discussion stuff as well. I'm feeling very icky not reading all those nice books. It is a condition to avail a NSC certificate. You need to be an ordinary resident of West Bengal since 1972, and for other parts of the country it is 1950. Holy fuck. Shit. Then how are any Motuas going to vote for BJP? Fuck. Who harmed Bengal more, CPM, Trinamool or Congress? CPM, pre-Buddhadev Bhattacharya CPM, because they are the ones who trained and created this, fostered this ecosystem which gave birth to Mamata Banerjee. Mamata Banerjee is a late 60s trade union leader. Okay. She did not get any of these political ideas from her own brains or from East Georgia University. She learned all of this from CPM. How to stay in power, what to say in order to stay in power, how to come to power, what are the things to even aspire for. She genuinely believes in all her positions, I believe. And all of that's 60s trade union bazi. What is meaning of Bhadraloka? Lok in Bengali means log, meaning a person. Bhadra means well-mannered, cultured, Arya. So Bhadralok means an Arya person. Are you going to Maharashtra for the Kaal Bhairav Ashtakam project? I'm trying to. Yeah, the problem I'm having is with professionalism and training of my actors, actresses. And if you're not trained in the specific combat sports I need you to, that video is going to suck. So I need other people. So Bhadraloke is the right answer. That's the issue. Looks like they haven't learned from history. It's Kashmiris that started this bloody separatism. Can Congress really come on power under Rahul Gandhi? No. It's not going to happen under Rahul Gandhi. First of all, if Trinamool wins in 2026, it will probably happen under Mamta or someone who has the blessings of Mamta. Might be someone from Congress or might be Mamta herself. If Mamta loses, even then 2029 might be is going to be a very tough battle, and it's not going to happen under Rahul Gandhi. Or maybe even Rahul Gandhi. You can be irrelevant only for so long. For the next generation, that Pappu thing already doesn't work. BJP has been now trying to paint him as evil and not just a joker. So it means already he is a bigger threat. So 29, 34, Rahul Gandhi may as well be the PM. He's not going to remain an idiot forever. Simply because BJP is going to come across as more and more and more incompetent to all the kids becoming 18 from 2014 onwards. What does Kaku mean in Bangla? Kaku means auntie in Marathi. Does Bhalo Kaku mean good auntie? Oh, Bhalo Kaku means Kaku means uncle. Kakima or Kaki means aunt in Bengali. So Bhalo Kaku means that good-natured, naive, innocent, young, innocent little uncle who genuinely believes that his party is nice, and only his party is nice. They care about all the... So anything opposite of realpolitik, a person who believes in all that, they are the Bhalo Kaku. They need to deal with the circle and stop focusing so much on him. Why don't I see any significant campaigning in Toliganj, Bhawanipur, Behala? In Toliganj, I know she came to campaign. In some places, they had to leave because no one gathered. The excitement is that low. Significant campaigning in Bhawanipur from whom? BJP or Trinamool? Because the Home Minister just went for a walk in their constituency. What more campaigning are they going to do? In Behala Purbo, BJP doesn't exist. Behala Poshchim, it's BJP's hotspot sort of. So who's the candidate in Behala Poshchim? I forgot. Indranil Khan, right? So I don't know what's the delay with him. Toliganj, there's no momentum behind this candidate. Toliganj and Jadavpur, okay? The hub the main factory of Bhadralokes. There you give two candidates who are not Bhadralokes, who are absolutely opposite of Bhadralokes. On what basis are you going to do campaigning? They are obsessed with Pappu and Congress. There are larger threats in Bharat. English paper reading. Oh my god, yes, paper reading. We use both Kaku and Kaki for auntie. अच्छा इंद्रनील खा या हाँ कुछ मत बोलो, विवाद नहीं करना है, ठीक है. थरूर चले ले पप्पूरा रखे नहीं. Yes, I agree. Temple cities in Uttarakhand like Haridwar, Rishikesh have increasing Muslim population. Yes. Okay, then it's 2 hours 44 minutes. If BJP does something on spectacular scale on same as Article 3020, let's see, recapture of POK, can that change? Yes. उसका पॉलिटिकल कैपिटल बाकी नहीं रहेगा वो सब करने का. वो सब कर पाए थे तब क्योंकि उतने सारे सीट्स थे. इतना बॉम्बास्टिक कुछ आई डोंट सी के छोटे सीट्स में पॉसिबल है, क्योंकि वो सब करते तो ये यूजीसी वगैरह भी नहीं करते. Okay then, see you all soon guys. See you all most probably tomorrow night only. Thanks a lot for joining my live stream even though I came after such a long time. Thank you for rejuvenating my algorithm. What after Raga if Prince doesn't produce air? Air to Shashi Tharoor वगैरह, तब you'll see the golden age of Congress come back. Yes, user Yozemodov. I'm getting the problem with the CA for Motuaz now. Thank you guys. See you guys. Bye bye.
যদি সবাই ফিরে যায় ওরে ওরে ও ভাগা সবাই ফিরে যায় যদি গহন পথে যাওয়ার কালে কেউ ফিরে না যায় তবে পথের কাটা তুই রক্ত মাখা চরণ তলে একলা দলরে তুই রক্ত মাখা চরণ তলে একলা দলরে যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না তবে একলা চলো রে যদি আলো না ধরে ওরে ওরে ও ভাগা আলো না ধরে যদি ঝড় বাদলে আধার রাতে দুয়ার দেয় ঘরে তবে বজ্রানলে আপন বুকের পাঁজর জ্বালিয়ে নিয়ে একলা চলো রে আপন বুকের পাঁজর জ্বালিয়ে নিয়ে একলা চলো রে যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে একলা চলো একলা চলো একলা চলো একলা চলো